Happy New Year. Happy Monday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Is this the first show of the year?
It is.
New Year?
Yeah. I mean, the guest that we were supposed to pre-record flaked on us. So, yes, today is the first show of the year.
Why do you make it sound like flaked on us? What was that supposed to mean?
Oh, you faking.
Well, when somebody doesn't respond to a text message, a call, an email, but they confirmed days prior.
So
I didn't say who it was.
it's the new year, bro. Start off with the positive note.
No,
ours is like what's going on in Venezuela and Iran and
positive
Syria and
Gaza.
Gaza.
WiseNutsPodcast.com. Pick up our merch. Epstein didn't kill himself. I'm wearing it underneath. I wore it at Trader Joe's. Somebody didn't like it.
Oh, they didn't?
No, they didn't like it.
What did they say?
Nothing. They said your shirt is offensive, but it is what it is.
And what was your response?
I don't want to engage with those people at this point. Look, when somebody has purple or like pinkish violet color hair and they don't like something that you're wearing, the last thing you want to do is engage with these people.
That's kind of prejudice.
It is. It is. But I mean, then I'm going to say something that they may not like.
and then they're going to kick your ass.
And then they're going to take their phone out and start recording me. And then all of a sudden I'm online and my face might be plastered all over
that's good.
Brand Boulevard.
That will help our algorithms.
It may. But check out our website. Our merch is available. Buy some merch. Support the show. We got some amazing stuff coming for 2026. Stay tuned for that. If you aren't following us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. We're going to be dropping a lot of merch there. And our TikTok. And as much as I freaking hate TikTok, it's going to be on our TikTok as well. So that being said, we truly hope you guys had an amazing New Year's Eve with your family and friends. A great Armenian Christmas, because that is the real Christmas. That is the real Christmas. With your friends, your family, your loved ones. If you were on vacation anywhere, hope you guys had an amazing trip. Hope you guys had an amazing time there as well.
And remember, high cholesterol is good for you.
High cholesterol is good.
Yeah, that should be the theme for 2026.
High cholesterol, huh?
I'm not being cute. I'm serious.
No, what do you mean high cholesterol should be good for you? Is that the new thing now?
I've been saying this for years now. Finally, they're admitting to it.
When have you been saying this for years? High cholesterol is good for you?
Yes.
High cholesterol?
Yes.
How is it good for you?
How?
Yes.
Very simple.
What?
Does your car engine have oil in it?
Yes.
What happens when it dries out?
You got to add more.
Why?
Because the car runs off of...
Oh. What do you think a good portion of your body runs off of?
Wait a minute. There's good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol.
This guy and his...
Good fats, bad fats.
See, I love it when these real estate guys start getting...
There's 3 types of cholesterol. Just like there's 3 types of, mortgage options.
No, I'm serious. What do you mean high cholesterol is good for you?
Okay.
Anybody I know that has high cholesterol, they're on meds and stuff, man.
No. The reason why... Of course, because it's the Matrix. The Matrix...
Oh, now it's the Matrix.
No, you don't...
So I shouldn't drink this.
The Matrix, meaning I'm not talking about the Matrix Andrew Tate talks about. I'm talking about the healthcare Matrix, which says at this level, you should be taking this medications. At this level, you should be taking that medication. That's what they're all on.
Yeah, of course. They're lifetime customers or consumers of Big Pharma.
So you need a matrix. You need recipe boxes for that.
But that doesn't answer what you just said as far as make sure you have high cholesterol.
Yes, because it keeps your heart and your brain healthy.
High cholesterol.
Yes.
Was there recent documentation about that?
There's been documentation on it for years. It's just now it's become more and more public. I mean, listen, this is not the theme of today's show. It's just I said it as a New Year thing, but
interesting.
You guys go look it up. I mean, don't take my word for it.
Did RFK talk about this or something?
He will.
High cholesterol. Yeah,
if he hasn't, he will. But a lot of people are starting to talk about it because they've realized one of the reasons why Alzheimer's. You never mentioned it. How many times have I talked about Alzheimer's dementia?
You've talked about Alzheimer's dementia.
And I've said the cause is because of a lot of these statins that people are on. It's the statins. They dry up your brain, and then you develop Alzheimer's. And part of it is actually also because of lack of nicotine.
Lack of nicotine.
Yes. Watch what's going to happen with nicotine and cholesterol, all these things.
So are we going back to the 1950s where
Yes.
doctors are going to be like,
So,
so doctor, what type of cigarette do you smoke?
hold on. Tell me, back in the 1950s, can you show me one overweight person?
No, look, that was because of the whole food pyramid bullshit, the sugar industry. There was a lot of factors that were involved in that. And besides that, physical education in the 1950s was far different than physical education today, especially in middle schools and high schools.
Yes, but it's the food pyramid, and it's all these, medical matrix that they introduce to people. Well, if you're at this level, you got to take this, and then on top of that, you got to take that, and then if you're on top of that, you got to take this.
Are you talking about the whole like BMI thing as well? Body mass index?
Everything, of course.
Look, in my opinion, I always say it, and I've been saying this for years now. You stop eating processed food.
Well, processed food is not food.
Exactly. But that's the big misconception about processed food is people don't know what processed food is. The pastas, the pizzas, the rice.
That's not processed
Of course
food.
it is.
Go to Italy, eat all the pasta and pizza you want to eat. And
It's still processed.
No, it's not.
Of course it is.
No, it's not, because they use 3 ingredients in Italy.
The water, the flour, and the egg yolk.
It's not egg yolk. It's something else they use.
Well, it's supposed to be. I mean, from my understanding, pasta is made with water, flour, egg yolk.
But go to Italy and go there for a month and eat pasta and pizza every
Well,
day.
look, I the same thing happened to me in Armenia when I went to Armenia. I actually had bread in Armenia. I felt lighter. Now, was it because of us constantly being on our feet, walking? That might have played a big factor in it.
That's part of it. It's not a big factor. That's a small part of it. It's because they don't put crap in there. There's no preservatives and all that shit in there.
So do you not feel heavy when you go to Mexico and eat, or like, here, Joe was recently in
where do
Aruba
you eat at Mexico?
at the hotel.
At the American hotels.
So in Aruba, when we were there, it's owned by the Dutch colony. So it was amazing, actually. The food, to all the restaurants we were going to.
But did you feel heavy after you
No,
ate?
not at all, actually. Not at all. We were eating bread. We were eating everything.
Fuck do I know then, huh?
You got to get out more often.
I know, seriously. Go to, what street were we on again?
Here?
No, yeah, we were coming back from Florida. What street was that on? Sepulveda? Was it on Sepulveda? When Narek picked us up. And
Figueroa.
Figueroa. We got to go to Figueroa. Figueroa
Yeah.
and Westlake or something. Anyways, look, a lot has been going on in 2026. Obviously, we thank every single one of you guys that are following us on Instagram and on our social media platforms, especially X as well. Our X is growing. Knock on wood. Follow us on X as well, WiseNuts Podcast. We're posting as much as we can as far as what's been going on overseas, in Venezuela, in Iran. We're going to start with Venezuela because we haven't been able to obviously vent about and talk to you guys about it. And if you guys are in the comments, we will be getting to our Wacky Wednesday as well. So
what is Wacky Wednesday?
do we want to do that again? We want to kind of refresh it?
Like a quick intro for some of those that are.
If you're watching on Twitter and you're watching on YouTube for the first time and you don't know what Wacky Wednesday is, this year for 2026, what we're going to be implementing is something called WiseNuts Wacky Wednesday, WWW, where every single Wednesday we're going to be putting up a post and we're going to allow every single one of you guys to tell us a story of something that's going on in your lives. It could be financial, it could be relationship related, family related. It doesn't matter what it is. And as you guys saw last Wednesday, we did our first batch and we got, we had a lot of stories typed up and we blacked out the names or read out the names, read as in R-E-D, not read out loud, but we blacked out the names and we posted.
Redacted.
Redacted, just like the Epstein files.
Yeah.
And we posted their stories. And some of them were over the top. Some of them were very, very relatable. And we were so happy that so many people were able to come clean and open up and, vent to us. And so many of them were saying, please don't share my profile picture. Please don't share my profile name. And as you guys saw, we didn't. We want to make sure it's as anonymous as possible. And we're going to be doing it again this Wednesday when we post it. We would love to hear your stories, but that's going to be on the second half of the show where we actually bring up some of the stories and discuss it not only amongst the three of us, but with you guys as well. We want to see how many of you can relate to some of these stories, and you know what, give your 2 cents, because what we're going to do is we'll talk about it. We'll see some of the comments that are there, and hell, we might even screenshot some of those comments and post it as a follow-up. As far as, hey, listen, here's the story. Here's some of the comments. Here's some of the advice that people were giving. And it's going to be something where it'll bring the community together, and it'll allow you individuals to know that, listen, you're not alone. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? When I was posting the Wacky Wednesday questionnaire up, I was like, what's a good song to place with this? And I was like, dude, Eminem. I'm not afraid.
Is that what you...
I'm not afraid, yeah. Don't be afraid.
Good for you.
Anyways, so that being said, let's jump into it very, very quickly. So, as a lot of you guys know, early January, President Trump went ahead and did an operation where he went into Venezuela, and we spoke about this prior to him attacking. We said, what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to release the Epstein files, or
rephrase it? He did not attack.
You're right.
You could call it kidnapping.
You're right.
You could call it Prime Minister napping.
But I mean, there was an attack that took place.
Where did they attack?
So those missiles weren't attacks? Those Apache helicopters weren't attacks?
Did anybody die?
No. Which is what I wanted to bring up as well. Okay. So let's put it this way. An operation took place in order to capture the dictator of Venezuela, or the sitting dictator of Venezuela.
Former.
Or now former. And literally took how many hours?
I don't know, like 12 minutes.
Roughly. I mean, I think they did it faster than what they actually said they did it. It literally took 4 hours. Nobody was killed.
And I think the only reason it was delayed because one of the Delta Force guys got a text message from his girlfriend. And so he had to respond to it. It took about 6 minutes.
Yeah, he saw it on Wacky Wednesday. He was like, hey guys, should I post this on the WiseNuts Wacky Wednesday before we go ahead and attack? And the guys are like, bro, it's Thursday today. We gotta do our job. And then they're like, you know what? All right,
let's go in.
I'll wait for next week. But look, it was a very swift operation. Look, and a lot of people right now are up in arms. Well, a lot of the left is up in arms. They turned in their Palestinian flags and they picked up their Venezuelan flags. And they marched out on the streets chanting against stopping the war, quote unquote, war in Venezuela. Where in reality, it is not a war. People were comparing it to Iraq. It has nothing to do with what happened in Iraq. It's not even apples and oranges.
Yeah, there's no boots on the ground, no tanks, nothing. I mean, it was swift operation, as you said. They picked him up, escorted him to the U.S., and that's it. No casualties. The people of Venezuela seem to be celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some were celebrating during Iraq as well when Saddam was taken out.
Yes.
And
I think that's where the comparison is coming in regards to Iraq. People were celebrating when they took Saddam, and I mean, same thing happened here in Venezuela.
So, I mean, do you think this is a good move for us to do that?
Let me ask you guys this. Who do you think this was a move against? Was it truly against Venezuela?
No.
Who was it against?
Russia and China.
There you go. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, because look, as much as we've spoke about President Trump and how he's disappointed us with a lot of this foreign affairs and some of the political moves he's made, this was a very strategic chess move while Venezuela was playing checkers. Because what was happening, and again, you could fact check this and be like, oh, you know what? That's not. Look, man, it is true. Russia and China were using Venezuela to distribute oil all over the world. Venezuela was basically their, what would you call them? was their source. And at this point, it was either us taking advantage of the situation or China and Russia were going to be doing it. And you know what? Hats off to President Trump for doing it. I really do think that was an amazing move because I know that people were talking about, oh, it's all about the oil and da 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 da. Yes, it is about the oil because you know what? I would love to have cheaper gas prices.
But that's assuming the gas prices go down. I don't know if it's about cheaper gas prices as much as it's about, because look, OPEC has controlled the global petroleum distribution, pricing, and all that for the longest time. And one of the reasons why we even went into Iraq at the time and claimed there's weapons of mass destruction is because sometimes what happens is some of these dictators, leaders, they forget their place in the global hierarchy and they start making claims as such like, we're going to switch from the petrodollar to petro something else. And the U.S. knows once you switch from petrodollar to petro euro or petro pounds or anything else, the dollar is going to completely tank. And so no president in the right mind or any country would allow that to happen. And this is one of those scenarios too, I think, where when they came up with the BRICS, right? You got
BRICS.
BRICS. Part of that, from my understanding, those few countries coming together was to start controlling the currency of the how petroleum is traded.
Correct.
And if the U.S. allowed that to happen, then we're going to lose the dollar value even more than what it's lost ever since we started printing trillions of dollars. So I think this was the chess move to prevent OPEC from controlling the global petro market, for the U.S. basically to control the Western hemisphere in a sense, if not the global market.
Well, that's where I was going with it. Because look, with Russia having the United States having sanctions against Russia and against China, Russia was having problems selling their oil. Now imagine using Venezuela as a distributor. I promise you this, in the next quarter, if not half year, look at how bad Russia's economy is going to get.
Well, there is other concerns. Just to play devil's advocate, I think he opened the door as well to have this, so he can do the same thing for other, with other countries. So like China with Taiwan. Did you hear about the possible news? I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but Russia said that they will be taking Pashinyan, supposedly. Did you hear about this?
Russia will be taking Pashinyan?
Did you hear about this?
As in what?
Like recently. Like, I don't know if it's confirmed. Like doing the same thing as what they did to the Venezuelan president. Putin, I believe, again, don't quote me on this, but I believe Putin said that he rather take Pashinyan over than give him to the West. So
he would kidnap the same. Yes. Well, I don't want to say kidnap, but apprehend, arrest, detain, whatever the hell.
No, I don't know if it's confirmed again, but
I doubt it, man.
I heard something today earlier on, but again, I don't know if it's a rumor, but please fact check me.
Well, I'll tell you this,
I don't know.
I'll tell you this, but a lot of the Armenians in America will love that.
Well, I'm not denying that, but
will they though?
That's what we're seeing. They're all. I'm telling you, man. They're all
hard.
here.
That's a hard thing to.
Yeah, because I hate to have an opinion about, especially Armenia, when I don't live there. I live in the comfort of Los Angeles, if you could call it comfort. with the
we had to drag the homeless guy off the street before we walked into the studio.
But it's hard to have an opinion because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where a lot of people are praising the current administration. There are a lot of people are living more comfortably, and we even asked our friend Ed, remember?
Yeah,
a week or so ago, like, would you have ever moved back if it was the previous administration? He's like, no. So that tells you something, that people are comfortable. That's why we have so many tourists visiting, so much just construction and building and restaurants and hotels and all these developments.
Joe, what was that?
My apologies, must have been my phone.
Is that your phone?
Yeah, it just went up.
It's his reminder to take his Alzheimer's meds because his cholesterol is too low.
Oh, gee. No, but look, a lot of people have messaged us, especially when we had Zara Sinanian on. They were like, "How could you have that traitor on your show and that piece of shit?" Blah. It's like, dude,
Easy.
so it's like, what do you want us to do? You just want us to bring in people that we agree with and just jerk off all day? It doesn't work that way. And you know what? I think we had a great conversation with him.
I think so too.
And you know what? At the end of the day, a lot of the people that were messaging us, telling us that how could you have him on, yada, yada, yada. Listen, man, he picked up his family, wife and kids and moved to Armenia.
Yeah.
Yet you and a lot of you that were messaging, I'd say the majority of you that were messaging are still living in the United States at the comfort of your Constitution and your Bill of Rights and your American rah dream. It's like, all right, listen, we'll still offer you one-way ticket. Can't come back.
See.
Can't come back in 10 years.
But going back to Venezuela, I think if it is what we think he's doing with the move, and Greenland is, I think, part of this whole chess move, we like to call it, because Greenland is enticing to China and Russia as well. So if he takes over these two countries, now those guys are kind of in, I don't want to say landlocked, but in a oil lock per se, right?
Dude, I mean, when you say take over, those are very, very harsh words, though.
Bro, Greenland, I think the three of us can take over Greenland if we just went there with Joe's ammunition and his artillery. I mean, does Greenland even have a military?
Look, we're laughing right now, but they're backed by the Danish. Again,
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Danish. What are they going to do? Throw some cheese at you?
The Danish. The Danish.
Like, I don't even. I mean, even Trump made it. You know what was fascinating today? I was thinking about when those reporters are in Air Force One and he's flying. So are they like flying with him to China and wherever he's flying to just to ask him 4 questions?
I have no idea. I think it's more of the flight back.
Okay, well, even the flight back, they had to be there, the destination to fly back.
They may. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they had flown there, waited, and then boarded, and then flown back. I don't know, man.
Because it's always like Mr. Trump. Who are you with? CNN? Oh, stupid network. He's constantly just insulting.
And you know what's funny? We never saw that with any other president. Did you ever see Biden do press conferences in Air Force One?
I don't think he's been in Air Force One more than twice.
I don't think he could stand in Air Force One.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one little turbulence. I mean, the guy couldn't sit on a bicycle, for crying out loud. Let alone stand on a plane with turbulence. But look, Trump has talked shit about Venezuela's oil.
Sorry, see, Levick mentioned what I was thinking of. I can remember. He said Trump said Greenland has 2 sled dogs only.
Oh, geez.
That's their military,
Right,
pretty
there you
much.
go. Look, I think it was in 2020. It was probably 2020 or 2019. Trump was talking shit about Venezuela's oil. He said it's nasty oil, it's disgusting oil.
It's Arco oil.
yeah. It's dirty. It's good for asphalt and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden now in 2025, 2026, they've got great oil. It's amazing oil. And
but you know, it's not only used for gas, right? Like gas as in like auto.
No.
fuel.
I know.
Everything is made out of it. Plastics also.
Look, man, after watching the show Landman, you realize how.
Did you finish the 2nd season?
I just watched yesterday's episode. I'm not gonna. Did you watch it?
No, I'm waiting for it to be over so I could binge watch it.
Oh my God. I'm not going to say anything.
Don't. Please.
I'm not going to say it. But anyways, Landman, the show with Billy Bob Thornton, Andy Garcia. Look, that show tells you how important the oil industry is, because you talk about solar panels, you talk about windmills, you talk about green energy. Listen, man, you can't build any of that stuff without oil.
Exactly. It's the most utilized, probably natural resource, right?
Yeah. All those refineries, those warehouses, and those those shops that are welding and cutting and molding, all that clean energy, those solar panels, those windmills, you need crude oil in order to operate those.
Speaking of Andy Garcia, man, he follows us, but we need to. He hasn't read our messages.
Andy, we know you're following.
If you're watching, come on, man. And he lives locally. I think he lives in Toluca Lake.
Right over here.
I used to see him at 12 or 15 years ago when I used to go to Malbec in Toluca Lake. I've seen him there a few times. He lives, I think, right near the lake. Possibly.
I know Macaulay Culkin lives in Toluca Lake as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Macaulay, you're another one. We'd love to have you on. But anyways, look, as far as some stats are concerned, we want to bring up some stats. Venezuela holds the largest proven oil reserves in the world, 330 billion barrels.
Which is 1/5.
That's a lot.
20% of the global reserves.
So here's another thing. Oil production is around 860,000 BPD as of late 2025.
By the way, speaking of 20% of global reserves, you know what else is 20%?
What is?
Healthcare fraud.
Oh,
LA County comprises of 20% of nationwide.
That's huge. That's freaking huge.
Actually, it's about 18%, but close to 20%.
Oh, God.
So,
you know what's going to happen, right? The Armenians are sitting here talking about healthcare fraud.
what? You guys think it's us.
Yeah.
We're like...
No. That's the problem. People think it's us.
We're like the small peanuts.
Bro, listen, listen. Anybody who's not Armenian watching this, we are always late to the party. I swear, are we not?
Yeah. We're always late.
We're always late. You guys, look, we are the ones that go in there and get caught, and then because we're late to the party. All the other nationalities and cultures, they made billions of dollars. We just realized, oh shit, there's a lot of money in this.
Yeah,
let's do this.
Put the hand in the cookie jar, but before we put it in the cookie jar, we have to get a Bentley or a Rolls Royce first, and that's what gets us caught.
Yeah, we got to splurge on all that stuff.
Dude, I remember, what was it, 10, 15 or so years ago, some guy who was doing some, credit card stuff here. He's like, I'm going to go to a different state. It's less scrutinized, easier to do it. So this guy goes to, I think, South Dakota to do some, credit card work over there. Oh, God. Imagine, this is how stupid sometimes we are. He rents an S-Class in South Dakota. I don't even know where in South Dakota you could rent an S-Class, but somehow this guy did. So guess what? He gets pulled over driving an S-Class, looking like, an Armenian. So then he gets pulled over.
Where are you going, son?
They open his trunk. It's like, all right, sir.
You don't look like no Bob Smith.
So yeah, they take him in.
Of course.
Like you couldn't rent a used truck or some, banged up, I don't know, Buick, Oldsmobile. It had to be an S-Class in South Dakota. And that's our problem.
In the middle of winter.
We're not only are we late to the party, but we got to make sure we're seen.
Absolutely.
And then when we're seen.
I think the worst is when they commit some sort of fraud and then they go back to the same place and then they try to do the same thing at the same place again.
Dude, today I was talking to somebody during my son's soccer practice. One of the dads, he's like, somebody I know was shut down in that healthcare industry. And he's like, I don't know why they shut me down. I've had the same 30 patients for the last 10 years.
Oh my God. So stupid. I've been very consistent. See, look, right now, what I've been recently noticing is I was getting calls literally last year about wound care. Everybody was calling me, hey, bro, we need a space, office space. I'm like, oh, for what? Oh, for wound care. I'm like, what's wound care? Oh, don't worry about it. We need a 500, 600 square foot space for wound care. I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll figure something out. That was shut down very quickly. Now everybody's hitting me up for rehab. Everybody and their mother's really hitting me up for rehab.
They shouldn't, because that's going away in California too.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're being, what they're being categorized for now?
What
type of crime? Human trafficking.
In rehab?
Yes.
No shit.
Of course.
Well, there goes that. Anyways,
Yeah.
so as far as we don't want to. I haven't leased anything for a rehab center. Leave me alone.
No wonder our people hate us. They're like, fuck you guys. You guys
Bro,
just expose everything.
Dude, I swear to God, man, when they call me for stuff like this, it's like as soon as they have like the slightest hint of an accent, you're just like, do I really
Why
want
don't you, when they call you with a hint of accent, tell them this. Can you spell rehab backwards?
backwards?
Yeah. Well, mate, I would say just spell it, but give them benefit of the doubt that they could spell REHAB, but can they spell it BAHER?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me write it down.
Well, I should ask them how to spell wound care.
Oh, no.
Wound care. VOUND. Wound care.
How do you spell care? KER. Care.
KAR.
We're so bad, bro.
It's worse than Leering Center. That's probably where they studied, at Minnesota's Leering Center.
Hey, where'd you get your certificate at? At the Leering Center.
We should make that shirt. Leering Center. Just
Leering.
Get your healthcare administrator license at the Leering Center.
they're gonna sue us.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Well, what do we have here? Comments.
By the way,
Sepp is back.
We were grounded for 3 days in Aruba because of Venezuela.
Because Venezuela, yeah. I'm not surprised though. You guys you were very close to Venezuela,
Well, you
right?
were a stone.
Yeah, like
stone
30
throw away
kilometers.
On New Year's, Joe was watching the bombs drop.
Oh, look, it's Air Force One.
It's the thing. What was it? Doomsday bomber or
Did you
the
hear
Doomsday plane?
Did you hear about the technology that they were using with the whole, I guess, like making them bleed or whatever? Did you hear about this?
What
Yeah.
do you mean making them bleed?
They used special sound waves or sonars or whatever, apparently.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, they were discussing it on a podcast this morning. I heard about it.
Bro, the funniest one was because obviously you have all these New Year's games that go on, like the Rose Bowl game and all these football games, college football games that take place, right? Some moron on Facebook was posting saying, oh, no wonder that B-2 bomber was flying over Los Angeles. You're just like, God, man, can you just delete your Facebook?
What, he thought it's because of the football game?
Bro, he thought that same B-2 bomber was the one that went to Venezuela. I'm like, bro, like just delete your Facebook. just get off social media. Get off the internet for like a week. Like don't go online for a week. Like you lost your privileges to go online because of that stupid comment. Like it's tradition that the B-2 bomber flies over, and you think that plane that was hovering over LA flew all the way to Venezuela and dropped bombs.
Plus, it was not a B-2 bomber.
It was. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, obviously you had drones, you had Apache helicopters, and there were no foot soldiers. That was the best. That was the best. That's the difference between Iraq and Venezuela. But look,
Iraq, we spent like 73 years in Iraq. This was 7 minutes.
and $2 trillion. I mean, this one practically cost us nothing. And by nothing, I mean,
You know what's nuts? Bro, I wish I had, I don't have a copy of it. The other day I get an IRS letter, okay? Notice. And speaking of like government stuff, right? So when I paid my taxes or whatever fees it was for 2024, somehow I was $358.48 short.
no, man.
Bro, I get a letter, the most threatening letter, like, we're going to seize your assets.
For the $3.
$358.40 some cents. I'm like, dude, you guys just misplaced $4 trillion. For $358, you sent me this threatening letter. We're going to seize your assets and we're going to levy. I went online. I just paid them before they come and arrest me in front of my staff for $358.
Because God forbid we find out where that $4 trillion went.
$4 trillion. $358. Get him. Send him that.
That $350 something is going to offset the $4 trillion that
Bro,
we're missing.
I'll send you guys a copy tomorrow when I'm back. Literally, it says we're going to seize your assets.
Oh,
Like, it's not even, hey, guy, you owe us $358, huh?
would you like to make some sort of payment plan or
We're going to seize. Like, levy and seize. Those were the two words I remember used. I was like, wow, these guys are serious about it.
oh, jeez. Look, man, it's crazy how inefficient the United States government is. But I mean, my biggest concern right now is what's going to be happening in the midterms. I truly do think we're going to lose as far as the conservatives or the Republican Party is. We're going to lose the House and the Senate with everything going on. This is all going to backfire on Trump. There's so many people against him right now.
When is the midterm election?
November.
But I don't think it's just people against him. They're also against the Democrats in general.
Look, all this shit going on. Like, look, recently with this whole Renee Nicole Good, the Minnesota shooting that took place.
Right.
That's not going to look good on his resume either now. This is another excuse for people to basically get up and be like, you know what? Look at what he's doing. An ICE agent just killed an innocent mother of 3, which again, this is the next thing that we're getting into. But
but keep in mind, I think it's people that are taking APAC money that we're against right now. I think in a collective, I think everybody's sick of the left and the right, and they're just hate people that are taking the APAC money right now.
Well, I mean, we're hoping that Venezuela's new national anthem doesn't become Havbak Nagida.
Well, it will eventually.
Well, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, but look, 10 months is a long time. Look at how much he's done in right under 12 months. In the next 10 months, a lot of these pieces that we've seen could come together, these puzzle pieces as far as Venezuela, Greenland.
That's going to be a saving grace.
The credit card rate or, some of the subsidies he wants to do in the mortgage real estate industry. Well, I don't know if it's a good idea, but he's looking at replacing Powell with one of the BlackRock executives. Not Colin Powell. What's his name?
Colin Powell's long gone.
The Fed chairman. I forget his first name.
I don't know.
Something Paul. Levy will know. What? I forgot his first name. But he's looking to replace him with because his contract is up in May.
Okay.
He's got 4 months to go, which a lot of these things could affect the midterms in a positive way.
I hope so, man. I'm hoping as far as algorithm is concerned, my algorithm hasn't skewed because a lot of stuff that's being fed to my Instagram, my Twitter.
Jerome Powell.
Yeah. Is anti-Republican propaganda now. So again, I don't know what will happen exactly come midterms, but a lot needs to change before November. Going back to what you were saying, the whole credit card interest rate, this Venezuela crap, Greenland, Iran.
I think even with the ICE situations, if they started at least publishing, because when you start digging deep into some of these arrests, you'll find they have a sheet, just with convictions on all this stuff. So,
well, before you get into ICE, can we go to our sponsors before we jump into it? Because we're going to jump into ICE next.
Yes, you may.
All right, Joe, can we play that real quickly?
Absolutely.
Son of a.
What the hell was that, bro?
You okay?
Yeah, man. Oh, Megeredchian Law. We should call Alex.
If you've been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or work injury, reach out to Megeredchian Law today.
At Megeredchian Law, we maximize your compensation, you get constant client communication, and we win when it matters most.
If you've been injured in a car accident, trip and fall, nerve, muscle, joint, any sort of pain at all, hit up Dr. Rafi. He'll take care of everything from A to Z. What's the number at?
818-407-0007.
And tell him the WiseNuts sent you.
Shout out to Dr. Rafi and Alex Megeredchian.
By the way, Megeredchian Law is hiring an attorney, associate attorney, if anybody you guys know is looking to work with a law firm that's expanding.
Anybody who's passed their bar exam, they're hiring.
I would apply, but I didn't pass my bar exam.
Yeah, he declined his letter to Harvard.
I did.
He did. Like, no BS.
I did. I am passing my bar exam by drinking, but not the state bar.
It's a different type of bar.
Different bar.
Different bar. Colorful bar. Different bar. But anyways, all right. So something, look, we're going to dive into ICE right now. We have a lot of mixed feelings as far as what's been going on with these ICE raids. Recently, a 37-year-old woman by the name of Renee Nicole Good was shot by an ICE agent in Minnesota during a routine kind of, I would say, ICE patrol when they were going after some illegals. Renee Good and her wife or partner, whatever you want to call it, were impeding traffic. They stopped in front of an ICE agent's vehicle. They were basically, it was a traffic violation. The ICE agents got out of the vehicle. They approached her. They told her, you got to move your car. You got to move your car. In the beginning, there was one camera angle that came out, which was shot from a neighbor's balcony or window. And then a new camera angle came out, which showed Renee turn her wheel towards the ICE agent and hit the gas. As soon as the wheel spun and the vehicle moved forward, the ICE agent shot 3 bullets into the driver's side part of the vehicle, which struck Renee and killed a 37-year-old woman on the spot. Now, what's been going on social media is a lot of people are saying this poor 37-year-old woman, mother of 3, just lost her life because all she was doing was trying to protect people. Not illegals, not anything like that, but was trying to protect people. Now, the question we have for everybody is, was what the ICE agent did, was it justifiable?
Can we answer, or?
You can answer.
I don't think it was justified. It was a little extreme. I mean, there's different angles showing that it's not like she didn't drive over him. The wheel was turned, no?
Mm-hmm.
Which means she was heading opposite of him. I mean, the only time you shoot somebody is if you're, as they even teach you, any type of course you take for being able to carry weapon or tactical training is imminent danger.
You don't think her using her vehicle as a weapon was imminent danger?
She was not using it as a weapon. She was in her vehicle, and if you have the wheel turned against the officer, away from the officer, you're trying to escape, you could say.
Well, Steven Crowder did an amazing breakdown of it. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
Where he put a body cam on himself, right on his chest. He carried the pistol in his right hand, as did the officer. And he stood right where the hood of the car was, right where the officer was. And he asked the driver of the vehicle, he said, turn your wheels. Guess what the body cam captured? You can't see the wheels turn. So in essence, people saying, oh, well, she turned her wheel to get away. The officer never saw those wheels turn. So when all he hears, especially snowy, icy ground, is he hears wheels spin. He's thinking, shit, this woman's coming at me right now.
But it's not coming at you. You're standing next to the vehicle.
I mean, look, we say that as we're looking at a video being taken or a video that's being shown. But when you're in that moment, you really think you have that 2-3 minutes to react? We're talking about milliseconds, man. You don't know.
Okay, so if the vehicle is right next to you, and even if, let's say, she's driving towards you, it's unnecessary. If it's at a low speed, I mean, if you shoot, she's going to let go of her gas and the car's still going to come towards you. It's not going to stop. She's not going to brake the car, right? The car is still going to move towards you, the vehicle. So you have to still get away from it in order for you not to get injured. Now, what was the purpose of shooting and killing her? Just if you feel like she's trying to drive over you, just move aside. Why let out 3 bullets,
I don't know.
3 shots and killing her?
That's the big question here is why were 3 shots fired? There were conversations about the officer possibly, again, allegedly was almost ran over a couple weeks prior to this. And this was a traumatic event that took place. And he didn't want to go through that whole situation again. So it was a reaction. Another story was that they had been following them and blocking multiple intersections. In fact, one of them said, somebody had mentioned that somebody who was part of Good's crew or posse that was following the ICE agents had actually gotten into a car accident with one of the ICE vehicles. So now it's kind of like, all right, are we playing bumper cars now? What's the deal? What's going on?
Look, I'm not defending that woman because that woman clearly and the people around her were there for some time aggravating law enforcement, ICE agents, right? So I'm not defending her. It's very difficult for somebody, doesn't matter how much training you have, to keep your composure when you have all these freaks aggravating and just trying to push you to the edge so you can do something like that. And he fell for it. And it ended up costing her life.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to use this. And that's what I don't understand. These people know that law enforcement has guns on them. They could very likely get shot and killed. But they're willing to pretty much sacrifice themselves for the greater cause, which to them is, we'll get media attention and we'll put Trump out of business. At what cost? Your life?
Yeah, these are federal agents, man. You don't want to mess around with them. And they actually traveled from Missouri, because the plate was Missouri. It wasn't a Minnesota plate. From Missouri to Minnesota to do whatever the heck they were doing. Now, again, another story is that she divorced her husband and now was married to this individual, her lesbian partner, and she had not had time to change her Missouri plates to Minnesota, and she was a Minnesota resident. As time goes on, more and more stories are going to come out, more and more information is going to come out. That's why we say, let's just wait until.
Yeah, but they're already burning down the city. I mean, who's
Well, yeah,
waiting?
of course, it's Minnesota. They got to burn down the city. Look what during George Floyd happened. They burned down the city. I mean, it's normal. It's normal, bro. You're talking about people that went to the Leering Center. This is the education that they have.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Did it stop the car?
No,
It didn't stop the car, right?
no. Well, I mean, you can't stop.
It actually makes it worse because now it could crash into other things.
Which it
Well,
did.
it did.
So that's why I don't understand the shooting.
Right. I mean, look, he was justified by law. He can do that because it was a threat, direct threat that was coming his way, right? But was it right? I don't know.
Look, somebody's life was taken at the end of the day. That's the sucky part. That's the worst part of it, that somebody was killed. Regardless of political viewpoints and all that stuff, somebody's life was taken away. You know, that's the worst part of it.
Now ICE has got a bad name because of some of these incidents.
ICE had a bad name. It just made it worse.
Look, stuff like this happened even more so with the Obama administration. It's just the media protected him. Social media wasn't what it is today. Everybody wasn't out there just recording, trying to put him away. Whereas with Trump, everybody's trying to find a reason to impeach him and, put some stain on him, on his administration, which means you got to be that much more cautious of what you do. If we understand this, they understand it better than we do. I don't know why they keep on making these stupid mistakes by, even if you're going to arrest somebody, just go and arrest them. You don't need to throw them on the ground and break their back and their arms, and just go arrest them. You don't need to do it in front of their kids. It's just some of these actions seem to me just over the top, unnecessary. Unless, again, we were talking about this yesterday, that we need to get somebody from Homeland Security to understand, is this an intimidation factor? So it prevents others from coming in illegally, but imagine how you're those kids are innocent. Like when I see some of these arrests in front of children, those kids didn't make a choice to be born to an illegal parent in the United States. To arrest the parent in front of them and drag them into a vehicle and take them out without them knowing what's going to happen, that's traumatizing.
No, it is. It is. But again, at the end of the day, you have to also look at it as, are they resisting arrests? Do they have some sort of criminal background? Have they broken the law in some way? What's the backstory? The problem right now is we don't have any sort of information as to how these arrests are being conducted, which is what you said. We would love to have somebody from Homeland Security.
There should be transparency. Even
there is no transparency right now.
Forget about, we'd love to have them here on our show, but even when you arrest them, maybe show something like, okay, this guy had, just like when they do it with, who was that guy recently, like that one guy who killed the white girl in the subway, right? On the train.
Yeah.
Guess what? The moment they published, this guy had 14 convictions or however many convictions, people were like, had a different reaction to him, right? Or anybody. Once you start showing their rap sheet, people will be more accepting of it. But if all they're seeing is a mom or a dad being taken away from their kids, everybody's going to be sympathetic towards the kids, not towards the government.
Well, see, with the stabbing that took place in the subway, my concern with that one was, why aren't people up in arms for that young girl that was stabbed and murdered? Why is it that the entire Democratic Party, and I'm going to say Democratic Party with confidence, because you didn't do the same thing when the young girl in Chicago was stabbed. Why weren't they up in arms when she was stabbed? Why is it that they're up in arms when this Renee Good was killed by ICE? Is it because, it was a federal officer? It was an ICE agent that killed her? Is that why?
Because it doesn't go with the narrative.
A life is a life.
Not to them. There's a lot of rumors about these protesters and all that being funded, right? Where they're being funded, they're showing up there to protest against ICE and whatnot. So that's the narrative. The narrative is not sexy for the white girl being stabbed by a black guy.
Look, her name, Irina Zaruska's life was as important as Renee Good's life was. It's as simple as that. Now, the fact that, a black man in a subway stabbed her and she bled out and it was a criminal, that doesn't justify people getting up and protesting. Look, the way individuals and the social media presented Irina's murder and how they protested, it was very peaceful. There was candlelight vigils. People were up in arms and saying, look, this poor girl was murdered. People need to say her name, right? Say her name. But all of a sudden, Renee Good is killed. And Minnesota is, again, they go out, they start raiding stores, breaking glasses, go to the hotel that ICE was staying at and begin to smash the windows there. The Golden Globes, which was yesterday, you have a bunch of celebrities wearing pins. Be good. Come on, man.
Where do you find these pins right on the spot? Like, here, you're going to wear this pin and speak like a certified moron and defend a cause that does not need to be defended.
See, when individuals aren't asked, was Irina's life not as important as Renee Good's? That's what you ask these people.
If you ask me, it was more important. Why? Because she was an innocent young woman sitting on the subway. This woman, Renee, again, she shouldn't have lost her life, but she was there agitating and provoking ICE agents. Irene was not. She just happened to be wrong place at the wrong time. But she was not at the wrong place at the wrong time. Renee knew exactly where she went. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Here's some more information about Renee Good. Married multiple times. First man divorced her. The husband actually has full custody of both children. Was married again. Had another child with that individual. Unfortunately, that man passed away in 2023. The child was left as an orphan. So she has no custody. She's not allowed to have custody of children. that tells you a lot about what type of individual she was.
What about the alleged cigarette burning or whatever?
I've been looking into that as well. I wanted to kind of bring that up. Thanks for bringing that up, Joe. But there's stories allegedly about her partner burning or putting out cigarettes on the kids, which is why she was arrested, and there was a custody battle, and that's why the kids are no longer allowed to stay with her. Allegedly, I couldn't find anything that backed it up fully, anything as far as arrest records or anything. I went into Missouri and Minnesota, both, couldn't find anything. But as far as custody is concerned, she does not have custody of her kids. Her husband does, which again tells you if a judge sat there, especially if it was in Minnesota, and again, Minnesota being so liberal and Democrat, if a Minnesota judge was granting full custody to the father, that tells you a lot about the individual as far as the female, the mom.
That's for sure.
Vic says it is not the law enforcement's job to protect the child's mental state. It is the parent's responsibility. Yes, I agree with that. But imagine, let's say, when they were mandating vaccines, if federal agents just broke into your house and took you in because you didn't have your vax card in front of your kids. I mean, there has to be some justification. There needs to be some sort of we're here. This is why we're here. We need to take you in. We'd rather you not cause a scene in front of your family versus just breaking in and picking you up and taking you in. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a better way to do it.
So just to kind of wrap this portion of the podcast up with Renee Good, the Department of Homeland Security labeled Good's actions as threatening, claiming she tried to impede and strike an agent through a dispute, which video evidence and eyewitnesses account. So at this point, as of right now, as of the 12th of January, she was trying to strike an ICE agent or a federal agent with her vehicle, and the shooting was justifiable.
Well, yeah, it will be. It will be justifiable. There's a moving vehicle going straight to an officer. So was it right? That's another story.
Yeah. I mean, this all could have been avoided if you just basically just stayed home. Not agitated the ICE agent, not followed them, not blocked the intersection. And I mean, we posted the video on social media with her husband, which I thought it was like her teenage son or something, of them agitating the ICE agents, getting out of the car, telling them, "Whoa, what's for lunch? Go have some lunch, big boy." What do you think is going to happen? The hell you think is going to happen? But anyways, what the hell do we know? Moving on. Speaking of, all right, you know what?
We got a lot, by the way.
A lot of what?
For Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday.
Oh, we do have a lot, but I want to jump on Iran actually before we jump on Wednesday. Very quickly, let's talk about Iran. As a lot of you guys know, my parents, Armon's parents, are from Iran. And our parents were fortunate enough to leave the country prior to the revolution that took place in 1979. The Shah, or the king, as they call him, of Iran, was overthrown in 1979 by the Khomeini, who took power. The Islamic revolution that took place, the Ayatollah,
by Carter.
Well, we could blame one of the greatest presidents of all time, Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
Who I was hoping would outlive Biden, but he didn't. At 100 years old, though, man. He almost did. But, the supreme leader took over. The Khomeini took over. And Iran went from... Look, Iran was Dubai before Dubai was sexy. Iran was the Paris of the Middle East. Beautiful place to go to. You had individuals from all over the world visit Tehran, Isfahan, and all these beautiful cities in Iran to vacation. And it went literally 180 degrees overnight. Turned into this Islamic Shia law and dictatorship at this point, as you would call it. Women need to wear hijabs. The whole, European type of lifestyle, the Paris of the Middle East was no longer there, and there was prayers going on at multiple times of the day.
Like what's going on in New York now?
Yeah. It's like, it's funny. Jack Jr. actually had a skit about that. He was in Dubai. He's like, we're sleeping. It's like 5 a.m. All of a sudden you're, what the fuck? What's going on? And then he goes, all right, it's done. All right, let's go back to sleep. And then he goes, we go back to sleep. All of a sudden, 7:30 in the morning. But again, I'm not saying anything, but I kind of find funny to me. But anyways, now all these years have passed. They've attempted to create some sort of movement in Iran to overthrow the government. A couple years ago, it took place when that poor Kurdish girl was killed by the Islamic police, where they took her in, beat the crap out of her, and she basically died of whether it was a concussion or whatever it was. And people were up in arms and they were trying to overthrow the government, and it was shut down very quickly. Now you have multiple parts of the world, from London, Netherlands, Germany, Hungary, America, obviously, Canada. People are up in arms, and you see the old Iranian flag flying everywhere. You don't see this Islamic Iranian flag flying everywhere. And people are asking for an actual change now. And they're hoping that the United States will actually step in and help change the government and remove the Khomeini, or the supreme leader, from power and replace him with, again, I don't know who will be the replacement.
They don't have a replacement.
They don't.
Yeah, the only thing they have for now is Reza Pahlavi said he would get involved in the transition. He'll be like a transitional leader until they vote somebody in.
Yeah, they want to go into whether it's a parliamentary system or any sort of. They want an actual government. They want to be able to vote for somebody to go into power. Now, look, we don't know too much about the political parties. We've posted whatever we can as far as the information that's being fed to us through social media. But what we do know is that a lot of the people are for the, I guess you would call it the anti-left. It's a party that exists right now, which is similar to in Armenia they would call it the Dashnak party, which is nationalistic, which is more left leaning.
No, that would be right.
Well, the individuals that were messaging us, they were saying these people are more left leaning. So I guess it's the opposite.
Interesting.
Look, again, this is all a lot of new information, which we're trying. There's a couple of individuals that we've spoken to, which we're going to try to bring on to actually educate not only us, but obviously our viewership as far as what is the right move for Iran. Because what's happening right now is not working. And when people talk about don't fix it if it's not broken, no, this is broken because
how could somebody say don't fix it if it's not broken when you have a country, Iran, one of the most resourceful countries in the world. They have some of the smartest people in the world, from engineers to doctors to attorneys and whatnot. And what it was pre-revolution, prior to 1979, and how they've managed to destroy it in the last 47 years now, 46, 47 years. How could somebody say if it's not broken, don't fix it? Like, they not only broke it, they dismantled it. I mean, they just might as well have thrown a nuclear bomb on the country.
Yeah.
Who's they, just to clarify?
I mean, it's Islamic extremists. It's these individuals that are going out there talking about death to America, death to the West.
Right.
Allah is, as they say, Allah Akbar.
Right.
God is great. I get it. Look, God is great. You're absolutely right. But
I think he's asking who did that to Iran.
Khomeini did. The Khomeini and his regime.
No.
Well, again, look, he was replaced by obviously.
What would you say the CIA placed them in?
Look, the CIA put in the Shah in I think it was 1953. In 1953, he was replaced. They removed the elected democratic leader of Iran with the Shah in 1953. And then in 1979, they removed him and they put the Khomeini in. This was all America's doing, bro. And the CIA and MI6, all these motherfuckers.
Don't you think they're doing the same thing now? I mean, look, the old this regime needs to go, clearly. But don't you think they're doing the same thing now?
Absolutely.
On timing?
Yeah, but that's the thing. People are always concerned. Who's the replacement? Who's going to replace it? Mm-hmm. This leader now. And what if it gets worse? How are they reassured that it's going to be better? So that's always the concern of the people that are living there. It's because they know America's hand is in it.
Of course.
And they're concerned. They've seen what America did to Iraq and Libya and every other country that we've quote unquote liberated.
That won't happen in Iran.
Why not?
There's no way that'll happen. Look, Iran is as you just mentioned, the people of Iran are a completely different type of culture. You're talking about one of the oldest countries or oldest cultures that has ever existed. I mean, older than Armenians.
Yes, but yet they've allowed this to take place for almost 5 decades.
Look, it's not about they have allowed. It's about who has infiltrated their government to allow what has happened. See, again, going back to 1953, the Prime Minister of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh, I guess that's how you pronounce it. He was replaced by the Shah, by the CIA and MI6. And then in 1979,
I don't think he stayed the whole term. He came out and then he went back, no? At some point. Even the Shah.
Well, it was an internal coup that took place. By a coup, that means the government was involved and the people were involved, and it was whatever it was internal. But again, the stats don't lie. Here, MI6 and the CIA was involved. They removed him. They put in the Shah, thinking, all right, you know what? We can control this guy. The Shah's in. Let him run it. And I mean, it took just 20 some years. 1979 turns around. Right, you know what? Screw this guy as well. And again, this did happen because the Shah did speak up against Israel.
All I know is whenever I see Lindsey Graham happy, some shit's going down.
Yeah, bro. Seriously.
You see how he had a smile from ear to ear. You see that?
He's wearing a hat that said "Make Iran Great Again." It's like, bro, you are a freaking warmonger. You should not be wearing that hat. He's ready to go in there and just screw shit up, basically. Again,
somebody like Tucker should ask him what's the population of Iran, just like when he asked
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. There's no way they're gonna know.
It don't matter what the population is.
No. He goes, I don't know. You don't know the population of the country you seek to overthrow? What is the population? 92 million. Okay, 92 million. It's like, all right, bro. Like that's a lot of people. And again, that's on paper. We don't even know how many people are in, as they say, in the Netherlands, in Germany, waiting for citizenship to get the hell out of Iran. Because look, people were fed up with the country where they were just like, especially the Christians, the Christian Armenians, the Assyrians, which again, there was a big population of Assyrians. They were willing to get the hell out of Iran through other means by going to other countries. Now, speaking of different religions, here is the big concern we have with Iran, which is something that a lot of people brought up. If this revolution does take place and Iran does basically get freedom from the Ayatollah, the supreme leader, the Islamic regime, will Iran stay one country or will it be divided into multiple countries? Because there is a very large Azeri population. There's a very large Christian population. There's a very large Persian population. So what is going to happen? Will it be divided into multiple countries?
I don't think it will or it should be divided into multiple countries. I think what it should do is it should go back to its roots, and they can accomplish what Dubai has been able to do in a shorter amount of time even.
Do you think Azerbaijan, Turkey, countries that are very pro-Muslim will allow that to happen.
Well, Iran is a primarily Muslim country.
Yes, but you know what? Again, someone could fact check me on this. There's a lot of Christians that are being documented in Iran right now. Look, man, a Muslim is not going to burn down a mosque. There are mosques being burned down in Iran right now. That's a big deal.
So who's burning those mosques down?
Oh, I don't know. Is a Muslim burning down a mosque? Are those people that are out in the street, millions of people, being okay with the mosque being burned down? That's a big question to ask, because you could ask any Muslim, hey, how would you feel even though your government is treating you like shit? We're going to go burn down a mosque. Or, you know what? Let's play devil's advocate. You go to Armenia, you say, you know what? Look, I know you're a Christian country. I know you're very religious. We're going to, you know what? Just to put it to the government, we're going to go burn down that church.
None of us know who's burning that down, at least as of now, we don't.
But the fact that they're allowing it to burn to the ground, I mean, the videos are out there. So it tells you, all right, what is really is it the government, not the government, but is the people saying, you know what, screw it, bro, let it burn. Let this be a lesson to the Ayatollah and the Khomeini.
You know where else is burning?
Where?
Argentina, the forests.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No. Well, it is summer over there.
Yeah, a lot of Israeli tourists seem to be going there and being caught.
Are they dancers?
Lighting, I don't know.
Are they dead?
They might.
Well, dancing Israelis, no?
Yeah.
So, I don't know,
I'm
man.
referring to 9/11.
I know you are. Was there a
Yep.
plane involved? Or this is what gets us in trouble.
See, this is why, I don't know, these topics I'm not a fan of discussing, because it's like no matter what you think, you could be 180 degrees off because there's a plan in place. Somebody decided, okay, we need to take out the forest in Argentina. Why? Don't worry. There's a plan after that.
Well,
Did you see what's happening in Iran? Burn the forest. Distraction.
No. Do you know about they had a rule that you can buy land, foreigners could buy land once, let's say, if a fire was let's say something burned down, right, and it's available, foreigners could buy that land.
No.
Yes,
So basically,
yes,
what you
yes.
telling me, like a BlackRock or something's going to go in there again?
I don't know if it's a BlackRock, but a lot of outside Israelis are going in. Haven't you been watching
I haven't seen anything in Argentina yet. No.
Wow. Well, hold on. I'll find it.
Okay, send that over.
Major World.
Can we go to a commercial?
Yes.
Or go to our sponsors before we jump into Wacky Wednesday?
Let's do it.
Son of a...
What the hell was that, bro?
You okay?
Yeah, man. Oh, Megeredchian Law. We should call Alex.
If you've been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or work injury, reach out to Megeredchian Law today.
At Megeredchian Law, we maximize your compensation, you get constant client communication, and we win when it matters most.
If you've been injured in a car accident, trip and fall, nerve, muscle, joint, any sort of pain at all, hit up Dr. Rafi. He'll take care of everything from A to Z. What's the number at?
818-407-0007.
And tell him the WiseNuts sent you.
You are live.
All right. So I had no idea about Argentina, to be honest with you. But it's funny. I actually got a text message to somebody. They were saying, you have somebody like a Renee Good that gets killed in Minnesota, but all these individuals that are being killed in Gaza, that are being killed in Ukraine, and being killed in Iran, to over 2,000 people have been killed, and nobody bats an eye there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that's natural.
Oh, of course.
No, it is, because look,
Natural.
I mean, hold on. How many times did you talk about the genocide going on in Africa?
I mean, we haven't talked about it here.
Why not? Why haven't you?
I blame us for not talking about it.
You see?
I truly do blame us for not talking about it. But you know what it is?
But
It's not sexy enough. That's what it is.
But there's a lot going on in China. There's a lot going on all over the world. People being killed every single day. The ones that get media attention are the ones that could push the narrative in the direction they want.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Look, our thoughts and prayers go out to all the families in Iran right now. We truly do hope that Iran will get some sort of freedom. And shit, man, I would love to go to Iran with my family and visit that country. Because look, my parents are my blood is Armenian. My roots are Armenian, as are you guys as well, Harmund and Joe. Our roots are Armenian, but my parents were both born in Iran, in Tehran, and I would truly love to go see that country, enjoy the food, enjoy the culture, enjoy the people, and just visit where my parents grew up prior to, obviously, the regime change. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I agree with Levick. I would love it to be called Persia instead of Iran. Persia just has
sexy.
It has history. Like,
what are you? Are you Iranian? No, I'm Persian. Persian, like the cat. Meow.
Farsi baladi.
Farsi baladi. Yes. What is your name? Reza? No.
Jamshid.
By the way, did you guys see that moron in the U-Haul?
Oh, yeah.
And there was somebody on top. Was it Jason Bourne on top?
It was John Wick. It was John Wick. So, look, and the funniest part of it, look, you could curse in Persian. It's not even like offensive. It's like, it's like they're basically calling him they're calling him a motherfucker in like Farsi. But I can never say that in Armenian. Like, Bisharaf. Everybody's like. By the way, what does Bisharaf mean in Farsi? I have no idea what that means, but it's hilarious.
Bro, did you see how they were like beating the shit out of him? Even when the cops would tell him, "Hey, we got him." Stop.
Yeah, bro. The best part of it was the guy looked confused, like he was probably like moving something, and then somebody just plastered something on his. I don't know what's going on here. It's like Bisharaf. They're just beating him with everything. But I mean, I hope he gets his deposit back, but I don't think he will.
Deposit, his $12 deposit back.
You all's gonna be like, what the fuck, bro?
And that was a big truck too.
Where the hell was he going anyway?
I mean, look, man, that you could have done the same thing with the 1999 one. You went for like the $100 one. And he probably went and got like the dolly package too, where it comes with the
free tape,
with the dolly, the free tape, and the moving blanket as well.
All the blankets.
Let's go to Wacky Wednesdays, guys.
All right, Wacky Wednesdays. As we mentioned,
www.
As we mentioned, Wacky Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, we're going to be posting this on our story. We want every single one of you guys to participate in this. If you have somebody who's family member who's shy and doesn't want their name exposed, doesn't want to talk about something, you say, hey, listen, go in there. Just drop a comment. Drop a story in there. They'll redact your name just like the Epstein files.
Or send an email. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Info at WiseNuts Podcast.
Send an email. info@wisenutspodcast.com. Shit, we might even maybe we could open up a Telegram. That'll be anonymous.
Right there on the bottom.
Yeah, there you go. info@wisenutspodcast.com. In the subject area, go ahead and put WiseNuts Wacky Wednesday or Wacky Wednesday WiseNuts or www, just so it doesn't hit our spam. And send us a story. Send us something that you're going through. Again, family-wise, emotionally, financially, relationship-wise, sexually. Doesn't matter.
Coming out of the closet, into the closet. Undecided to which closet.
Yeah. If you're a different gender, you don't know which one you are.
We'll help you figure it out.
We'll help you figure it out. We'll lay it out straight. Dress like a woman, but you're really a man. You're still a man.
Pero I has penis.
Yeah. Remember, there's no such thing as chicks with dicks. It's dudes with boobs. Right? All right.
Wow.
All right. So the first one. Which one do you guys want to do first?
I have the financial one. I got a bunch.
All right. Can we do? Let's do the mother-in-law one.
Ooh, mother-in-law. I have it.
Yeah, the mother-in-law one. All right. Let's bring it up on the board. All right. So this is our first one that we're going to be talking about. Now, this one states.
Joe, hide their name. Just got it like italic bold.
Right here. It's right there.
All right, look, you know what? We actually, let's do this. If you guys aren't sharing this live stream, please share it, because this is what we want everybody to tune in for during our home teams, to talk about stuff like this. So this individual wrote us this story, and we're going to read it out loud. My mother-in-law moved in with us about a year ago. At first, everything was fine, but over time, it's started to feel uncomfortable. Our privacy feels limited, and when friends come over, she often joins us, which creates awkwardness. I've noticed that friends are now less inclined to visit. I love my mother-in-law and truly appreciate how much she helps, but this has become a privacy issue. How can I communicate this to my husband, which clearly, obviously it's a female writing this, without turning it into a bigger conflict?
I have an easy solution to that. Prior to your friends arriving for your social gathering, put some Xanax or something in her tea. You'll fall asleep in half an hour and clean slate. Just
We're trying to help people here.
that's one suggestion.
All right.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm kidding about that suggestion.
look, this is a very look. There's a lot of mixed emotions in this message. Obviously, this female is very appreciative of the mother-in-law. I'm assuming she's there to help with the kids, meaning the fact that she says, you know, I love my mother-in-law and appreciate how much she helps, whether it's cooking, cleaning, helping with the kids, assuming that both husband and
Is she helping prepare prior to the friends arriving?
there's that as well. But again, I think there should be a conversation between husband and wife to say, listen, are you noticing that our friends are not showing up more often? They want us to visit them instead of them coming over to our place. Don't you miss hosting, honey?
Or you can even ask, like, I'm assuming they have kids, like, do you think when our kids have social gatherings, we should always be there hanging out with their friends?
Yeah, there's that as well.
Because, I mean, communication is a good thing to have conversations, but then over communicating can be an issue too. So usually most men at least have a pragmatic approach to issues in life. So if you have this discussion with him very logically, not emotionally, as far as like, look, have you noticed our friends used to come over once a month? Now they're coming over once every 3 months. I think it may have something to do with the fact that your mom is hanging out and doing body shots with
Correct.
But yeah, in all seriousness, I think that should at least start kind of the conversation to hopefully get to a resolution. As far as, yeah, sometimes it's okay, but every time I don't think it's a good thing for anybody.
Yeah. Again, we're not saying take your mother-in-law or your mom and lock her in her room and say, "Listen, don't come out of this room." It's not about that. But I think some sort of conversation should be taking place as far as the privacy is concerned and the friends and the gatherings are concerned. Again, we don't know what your living standards are as far as if you're living in a single family residence or if you're living in like an apartment or a condo or anything. But if you are living in a single family residence, we would highly recommend building some sort of ADU or something, having her own kind of space there where she has a living room, a kitchen.
So now they have to spend $300,000 on an ADU.
Well, again, this is just me this is just me. It's not $300,000.
For an ADU?
No.
Yeah, of course it can get there.
It depends on what kind of flooring and stuff you're going to be putting in there. If you're going to build a Taj Mahal as for your mother-in-law or your mom, but Again, this is just me throwing out a suggestion. There's that. Or if you're having some gatherings with friends, and it's kind of like an adults only, or with friends and their kids and all that stuff. You know what? Hey, listen, book something for your mom and her friend or her sister or her brother or whoever that she's very, very close with at a local casino or something, where at a hotel as well. Dude, again,
local casino.
Well, I'm as in like, the Pachangas, what else is there? Give me some casinos at these.
So not only are you spending $200-300 grand on an ADU, now you got to spend $5,000 at a casino.
I'm not saying give her $5,000 to go to the casino, bro.
How much? With Humpy Tour?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Listen, man, they go on these penny slots.
Plus, they even give them money to play.
Yeah, exactly.
And free
there
dinner
you go.
and free room.
I personally think that she should suck it up. I mean, she raised your husband.
Listen, what is
no, Joe.
I mean, that's what I think.
Okay.
I think you should suck it up.
Okay, now
and have a conversation with your husband.
Hold on.
Okay, so
It makes sense.
No, let's. What do you mean suck it up?
Suck it up. She raised your husband, for God's sake.
And your mom raised you.
Okay, and if
Does she hang out with your friends when they're old?
No, of course
Why
not.
But, why don't you suck it up?
Because I don't live in the same house.
Bring her over.
I do once in a while.
When you have gatherings with your friends, your mom comes over?
No, that's not what happens.
So suck it up.
I mean, we don't know the living circumstances. But anyway.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's where it is.
Yeah,
so, all jokes aside, this is where we put our serious face on.
All right.
Now, it's all about communication now. You need to have a conversation with your husband. You and him, date night, something. You know what? Mom, can you watch the kids? Bob and I are going to be going out to dinner. We're going to be having some wine and steak. We're going to be going somewhere. There's your opportunity to sit down and be like, all right, babe, I love you. We've been married for this long. I love your mom. She helps us so much. But are you noticing these pattern changes when it comes to relationships with our friends, with family, with people coming over? And see what he says. See if he'll answer.
So why don't you have a conversation like I'm the husband and you're the wife?
All right. So
that's role play.
That's role play. So I'm the wife? Why can't you be the wife?
Because you were speaking as the wife.
All right, fine. Damn it. I dug myself into this whole hole. All right. So, God, this is so awkward.
You mind putting on a dress so I could really...
Yeah? Is that what it is? You want to put some underwear on? When was the last time you took a shower? All right. Have you noticed that our friends aren't coming over to our house that often anymore?
No, actually, I think they have been, because plus they always, ask about my mom. So I think they enjoy hanging out.
Well, you know what? The last time Jimmy, Sarah, Todd, and I'm using...
Where do you get these names
I'm not going to
from?
use Armenian names because it was obviously...
Oh.
All right. Do you remember when Gagik Siranush,
there you go,
Vazgen, Lala, the last time they were at our house was over 5 months ago. And
Has it been that long?
It has been that long. And the last time that they were there, we were doing barbecue, hanging out in the backyard, and your mom came and was sitting there, and it got kind of awkward and quiet.
But then you always ask for my mom's help when we have people over.
I know.
What do you want to do? Like, hey, mom, come help me cook, but then leave right when you're done.
No, well,
cooking?
it's not about asking. It's not about asking to cook. You guys and the boys were actually doing the barbecue. Mom helped with the salads and stuff. But your friends couldn't be open about certain jokes, and my girlfriends couldn't be open about certain jokes. And I want to make sure to keep that dynamic still alive with our friends, because at the end of the day, yes, you and I are growing old together, but we still want to have a circle of friends around us as well to grow old with us.
Fine, I'll talk to her.
Boom. Or it could go the other way.
I bet you if it was your mom, you wouldn't be having this conversation with me.
Yes, that's where it is. Again, this has to be. There has to be communication.
Yeah, and open dialogue. Have a conversation.
Mind you, we would love to get people's perspective as well. Anybody who's in the comments right now, give us your suggestion. Even if it's going to be a freaking paragraph long, write it. Write what you would recommend. And if it's multiple comments, write it. We don't care.
Yeah, but make sure you, the wife, do not talk to the mother-in-law, because that's not going to go well.
Really?
No.
I was gonna recommend the other way, because I guess, but it all depends on your relationship at the end of the day with them, right?
I don't think the wife talking to the mother-in-law is a good idea. I think it should be the dad.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%. Look, at the end of the day, it was the husband's choice. Again, I'm assuming to have the mom stay with them, but if it's affecting their relationship, if it's affecting their friends, if it's affecting people coming over, look, those ties can be cut.
Yeah, for sure.
Very drastically. And it might get to the point where, look, if you're a group of 5 friends, it might get to the point where they'll be like, listen, man, we go over to their house, kind of awkward. Mother-in-law's there and she's always like sitting there and we can't be open, can't joke around comfortably. I'm just saying you don't want to ruin good friendships, because good friends are very hard to find nowadays.
Right. No, I was talking about, well, the wife. I don't know their relationship. I don't know how close they are in regard to the wife and the mother-in-law.
Plus, it doesn't sound like, again, I don't know, but because only the mother-in-law is mentioned, not the father-in-law, maybe she's a widow, single mom. So that could play a role as far as the son having a guilt trip, or feeling like, oh, he wants her to be part of the social gatherings because she's alone. So there's so many dynamics. And there has to be, again, an understanding of why is the mother-in-law living there to begin with. Is it, again, because she's alone, or because they needed her help with the kids, taking school and, just maintaining the household and all that. So all these different factors are, the more she's involved, as far as like, the more she's contributing to your family dynamics and your, the day-to-day chores, the more difficult it is for you to push her kind of away as far as the social gatherings goes, because it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm here when you need me, but then when you don't need me, it's like, hey, mama, you're getting in the way.
Yeah,
so I think that's a little bit challenging.
Again, this is going to sound harsh, but it's like, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That's kind of what it is. But again, I don't want you guys to take it the wrong way. A lot of people who have moms, mother-in-laws, in their life, we're blessed. I'm blessed enough to have, my mom and my mother-in-law in our life. They take care of the kids. They're able to babysit, which saves us, tons. Even picking up the kids from school and stuff when we're not able to, or date nights that we have, with my wife, we're blessed. But again, conversations need to be taking place with your parents, because at the end of the day, look, they're your parents. They're not the boogeyman. Have that conversation to create that kind of space, allowing them to understand that, hey, listen, I appreciate you. I love you. Everything that you do, we're greatly appreciative of it. But, when friends are over, we want to make sure they're comfortable as well. Just like we want to make sure you're comfortable when you're staying with us. So if it's okay, go watch something in the other room, or, go out with your friends, do something where, just give us a little bit of space so our friends are comfortable. And hopefully the mother-in-law is an understanding individual and has, as they say in Armenian, katitsak.
But then see, her perspective could be that, no, the only reason I do that is because I'm taking care of the kids. Sure, you guys can enjoy your friends, for example. So there's that's the thing. Again, goes back to, is it an apartment? Is it a house? Is there a back house? Is there, mother, what do they call, in-law room? What is it called?
Mother-in-law suite.
Mother-in-law suite. So there's a lot of different factors and why she's living there to begin with. But regardless, I think the conversation should take place between the spouses. And then from there, the son should break it to her in a nice, cordial way, as far as like, or maybe even start with, like you said, send her off with her friends to dinner or something when you have people over, or and kind of get her accustomed to not being there.
Yeah.
And then see if it's still necessary to even have the conversation.
This all has to do with personality as well. Again, we don't know what type of personality the mother-in-law has, if she's controlling, if she's nosy. Obviously, the older people get, it becomes harder to change their personalities, but we hope that you do have open dialogue, open conversation with your husband, and then your husband is open to having that conversation with his mom and kind of get her to understand that, listen, allow us to at least continue to have this relationship with our friends. Because again, you don't want to put moms in a guilt trip as well, because at the end of the day, then they turn around, they go, well, you don't love me anymore. And you just don't want that. That's one of the last things you want. And then they turn around, they go, well, I'll just leave, and you just want me to die, and I'll go live by myself. No. It has to be kind of like, look, we love you, we appreciate everything you do, but when it comes time to doing X, Y, Z, I'll take care of you for this. Go out with your friends, or give us the space, and hopefully it'll work out the way it's supposed to.
All right. Let's move on next.
That's one. This one's a juicy one. You guys want to go to the cheating one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This one was crazy.
I have it.
All right. Is that it?
Right here.
Oh, there it is. Oh, this one was brutal. This one was brutal. My brother-in-law cheated on my sister, and now he's always talking about it when we're just hanging out with the guys. Like he thinks it's funny or something. I don't know if I should say something or just keep quiet, but it really bugs me.
So let's just clarify, because brother-in-law in English has 18 different meanings, relations. So what it is basically, I have a sister, and we're hanging out, and my sister's husband is sitting down with me and my friends and talking about and bragging about how he's cheating on my sister, right?
Or he said cheated.
Or cheated on my sister.
Yeah. So apparently he had sex with, he hooked up with somebody.
Well, we figured that's what cheating is.
Well, it might have been a kiss.
Oh, there was intercourse?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Well, listen, man, some of these women like, oh, you texted somebody, you're cheating on me. Oh, you liked that picture on Instagram, you're cheating on me. But in reality, this is somebody hooked up with somebody.
Yeah.
And he bragged about it. The brother-in-law is there. Apparently, from my understanding now, is they're close in age to the point where they're hanging out with the guys. So there's not much of a big age gap, or there's mutual friends involved where they're all connected to each other, that they hang out. And he's not okay with it, as he shouldn't be. As he shouldn't be. Because the fact that you care shows that that you're struggling with holding it in, and you want to let your brother-in-law know that, hey, bro, like, this is not okay. We don't know if he's a religious individual. We don't know if he's married and he's more committed to his wife, and he's trying to show that, hey, listen, if I could be committed to my wife, you should be able to be committed to my sister.
Well, but see, that's the thing. Again, everything you have to, there's more to the story than just a paragraph, right? Because, for example, because I brought up, let's say, my situation, not my situation, but I used myself as an example. But if maybe when I'm sitting down with my brother-in-law, my Pesa, my friends are bragging about, bro, the other day we went to Cape Town and we had a couple of, drinks, and then all of a sudden my Pesa, my brother-in-law, is like, shit, bro, I don't feel like, man, I should talk about something too.
Don't do it.
So what? No, but you, as his wife's brother, also have a responsibility. Like, meaning it's how you also present yourself and how you carry yourself, right? Just because you're the brother of his wife doesn't mean you or your friends can discuss anything they want.
All right. We don't know what the relationship status of the brother is, not the brother-in-law, the
Right.
brother.
Right.
If he's single and again, he wants to go out and about, do whatever he wants to do, by all means, you know what? You do you. Go do whatever you want. But if your brother-in-law is married to your sister and he's trying to fit in and brag about him hooking up with some chick, that's not okay. Again,
Because
it's infidelity, bro.
One of the things I would say is, listen, here's more. This would be my number one concern is if you go out there and you sleep with somebody else and you come and sleep with my sister and give her something, you're not going to see your next sunrise.
Oh, 100%.
Right? So the conversation could even be in that tone where it's like, you have a health and safety concern. If the guy still doesn't understand it, because you're not going to be, I'm going to tell my sister if you don't, like, can't be that type of conversation.
No.
It has to be more so about, this is my concern. But again, if you're doing it yourself or if your friends are bragging about it, then you don't have a ground to stand on, unfortunately, because he thinks those are the values that you represent and you respect, right?
Yeah.
But if your values are, this is just a absolute no, then you have all the right to sit down with them and say, listen, you came into our family, you're a brother to me, and you're doing this to my sisters and her family. That doesn't sit well. That's it. You're either going to end it or I'm going to force you to tell her.
It has to end. There's no way.
I'm not going to tell her. You're going to sit.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit down with you and you're going to tell her.
Yeah,
in front
because
of me.
there's zero respect for his wife, zero respect for the family. I mean, you don't just go around sleeping around and then come back home comfortably, kiss your kids goodnight, kiss your wife
Exactly.
goodnight, and then lay next to her thinking that, oh, you know what? Everything is fine. No, everything is not fine. What you did was, as our people say, or as Arab people say, haram. It's beyond disgraceful, disrespectful to your wife. What you're doing is disrespectful to your wife. And again, look, we've talked about why men cheat and why women cheat, and you could disagree with us all you want, but I think all three of you will stand by this, or both of you will stand by this as well. There's no emotion when men cheat. There's absolutely no emotion. When men go out and cheat, they cheat to just get it over with, get it done with. You know what? I did it. I'm done. On to the next one. It's like unfortunately, it sounds like a belt buckle. Whereas with women, there has to be some sort of emotional attachment. A woman will not cheat just to get off. Do you guys agree or not?
Mm.
Well, you think women will cheat just to get?
No. I agree, but I think each circumstance is different.
No. You could,
But-
you
but-
could statistically look it up. Men do not cheat emotionally. There is no emotion.
No.
attached.
I agree with you on that. That I agree with. It's the woman's side that I'm unsure of because I'm not a woman, so I don't know.
Like, what would be worse? A husband walking in on her, on his wife cheating, or a wife walking in on the husband
That
cheating?
would destroy the man completely. It would destroy a man.
I'm just saying.
But see, still, I think it again goes back to the dynamics of their relationship, the two brother-in-laws. What is their relationship? Because I've seen a lot of, I may have shared the story with you guys. I remember years ago at my dad's barbershop, he had a customer, and it was a father and son customer. One day, my dad comes home very kind of a little agitated. And I go what happened? He's like, well, today this customer came, father and son, and the dad was bragging how him and his son went to a whorehouse together.
Holy shit.
And my dad was a very conservative, family first type of man. So to him, that was
Taboo.
Not taboo to him. That was like beyond. I mean, you just never. So my point is, you have to understand how their relationship is, what his, like, again, going back to my example would be, what are my friends discussing in front of my pesa? What do I allow to take place in front of my pesa, right? Because I've allowed you into my family. I've given you my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I have to set the tone as far as what's allowed and what's not allowed around me. I could do a lot of shit, for example, let's say, but am I discussing it? I'm not saying you should be a hypocrite, but once you start openly discussing it, then, you know, you should be also receptive to them discussing it with you. Doesn't matter he's married to you, because you're also married to somebody's sister, right? So you can't be a hypocrite about it. Well, no, I could talk about it, but you, because you're married to my sister, you can't. This is our, again, hypothetical. We don't know. So all of that, I think, has to do a lot with, but ultimately, me personally, my breaking point or my thing would be, you know, my sister in the family. You bring a disease into the family, you're done.
Yeah.
And that's a very likely scenario, unfortunately, especially these days.
And I think there should be communication between husband and wife, because look, there has to be a reason why somebody is seeking something outside of the home. Is there nothing going on in the bedroom? Is there nothing going on intimately? Are you guys not attracted to each other anymore? Again, I understand that you're concerned about your brother-in-law, you know, cheating on your sister, but hypothetically speaking, we don't know what the relationship between your brother-in-law and your sister is. Is it, because remember that one story you told us where it was a guy and a husband and wife, where he literally called his wife a birthing person. The only time I have sex with my wife is basically to conceive a child. Other than that, if I want to have sex, I'll go have sex with somebody outside of
my marriage.
Outside of my marriage. It's like, whoa. That's the type of, so if you're not pleasing your wife, then who is?
Amazon driver, FedEx guy,
UPS,
the termite guy,
the gardener, the pool guy.
Damn, there's a lot of guys.
Yeah, AT&T, Uverse, Spectrum. Yeah, so
PI attorney.
Oh, jeez. Chiropractor.
Oh man.
So again,
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. No. But see, these are kind of conversations that should be taking place as well. It's like, hey, dude, is everything okay with you and my sister? Are you guys okay? You know, again, it's awkward. It is, but don't go out there and just say, hey, like, are you having sex with my sister as well? No, it's like, hey, is everything cool with you and my sister? Are you guys okay? Like, are you guys having any problems? Is there anything I could do? Do you want me to talk to my sister? I know her best. Is there anything that you need me to talk to her about? Is everything cool? There's that as well. Again, I don't have a sister. You would know this best.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to sit down with your sister and say, why aren't you having sex?
No, it's not about having sex. It's about, are you and, I'm going to say an Armenian name. Are you and David or David? Are you and David okay? Is everything okay at the home? Are you guys having any problems? Are you guys respecting each other's space? Are you guys going out? Are you guys having time alone with each other?
Yeah.
You're not going to go out there and right off the bat say, hey, are you fucking David?
But there's always something. I mean, and it's not to defend any guy or any woman for, you know, we don't condone infidelity whatsoever. It's just a matter of understanding why is it taking place to begin with, and what have you done to allow that person to feel comfortable enough to speak like that in front of you?
Absolutely. I think the conversation should start within, and tell yourself, hey, listen, what have I done to allow my brother-in-law to feel that comfortable to speak up about shit that he's doing outside of marriage? That's number one. Then number two is, dude, if you're not comfortable with it, you need to speak up. You need to go to him and say, as Armand said, look, if you bring something into this house, into my sister's home, and give it to my sister, then we have a problem. We have a very big problem.
Oh no, I'm wearing protection.
Okay. Well, as long as you're wearing protection, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Not cheating.
No.
Jeez.
No. Look, we do not condone it. Do not do it. At the end of the day, you have to understand. Again, we don't know if there's any kids involved either.
Yeah.
You have to take that into factor as well. It's like, dude, could you if my sister were to find out and she left you, you're never going to see those freaking kids again, man.
Look, but then I've seen people where they do go even with their own brother-in-law to places.
Oh,
outside of
God,
their marriage.
man.
So see that's the thing. It's
Would you say it's a cultural thing, or would you say it's more of a morals, principles, values?
well, culture. I'm sure every culture does it. It's not like it's an Armenian thing. It's just, look, unfortunately in our culture, especially back in the Soviet days, right? A lot of Armenian men would go to Russia, Khopan, for a job, right? And they were there months out of the year to work and send money home. And more times than not, they would find a Russian woman there, hang out. Some of them would even, start a family with a Russian woman there.
Impregnate them.
Yeah, and then they would have, family in Armenian, one in. So is it a cultural thing to an extent? Yes, that was, I don't want to say accepted, but it was a norm for a lot of families that were born and raised during the Soviet times. But now we're living here in the U.S., which, again, Soviet times, I don't think intimacy had the same meaning as what it does now. Intimacy was not openly talked about. It was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have sex just to have kids. Now it is you are encouraged to be intimate with your own wife and not with other women outside of your marriage. And so a lot has changed over the last few decades.
Ask yourself this: is it worth it? Is it worth losing everything? Because if your wife is, again, I don't know what wife would ever be okay with it, but if your wife is not okay with it and she finds out, is that 15 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes you, 8 seconds of pleasure, is that worth losing everything and going through the anxiety, the stress, the depression, the fights, the anger? Is it worth it?
Because there's a very, 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 very small chance that you could even bring this up to him and he's like, oh yeah, your sister knows. She's okay with it. That's a very, very small percentage.
She doesn't respect herself.
So
she doesn't respect herself.
Have a conversation with him, because you shouldn't let it go, because that's a serious offense. I mean, and again, this can be a conversation over, again, it's from what the text or the message looks like. You guys hang out a lot. It seems like you guys are like friends and stuff outside of being brother-in-laws, but whether you're going out to have a drink with him, go out to have lunch with him, whatever it is, bring that conversation up. Talk to him. Be like, hey, bro, listen, this is not okay, man. Please, I need you to respect my family, my sister, myself, your kids. If you do have kids, don't be doing this shit, because this is not okay. Yeah. Communicate. Again, this goes back to communication. Mm-hmm. Communication.
We need to move on.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. How many more do you guys want to do? Because
we have like a lot.
Do you want to do one? Do you want to do one or two more?
Let's do these two more.
Let's do two more. Do you want to do the 24-year-old? I feel like we should go to the Gen Zs for really quickly.
That one I do not have.
Putting too much pressure on,
because there's 15.
The 24-year-old one, you don't have that one?
No.
Which one do you want to do, Joe?
I'm saving it for next week.
Okay, we'll save that one for next week.
We have the cancer one. There's a lot of heavy ones, man. There's financial as well. Oh, how about the hubby one?
Which one is the hubby one?
Right here. So many women in their 30s.
Let me see. Let me pull it up on my end. hubby.
So many
women in their 30s. Okay. All right. So here we go. So many women in their 30s stuck being single. No men no longer have the drive or ambition to be a provider. Women have become more ambitious than men, which makes dating pool even smaller. We either have to be okay with becoming a mother via sperm donor or face the amot, which is shame, of being a single mother, or risk waiting so long to get married that we end up not being able to become a mother. This is a generational issue. This is a massive, massive generational issue. And I think it goes back to what we've spoken about in the past as far as the American dream, the 1950s. What was the American dream? Mom stays home and raises the kids. Dad goes off to work. The cost of living was cheap. Dad would work for 30 years. They'd have the house, pay off the mortgage. He was in his 60s. The kids would get married off. Empty nesters. The home was paid off. And the mom would be the nurturer to help raise the kids. Dad would be the provider and protector. And what happened in the 1960s and 1970s, mom was taken out of the household. You could no longer live off of a single family income. You needed dual income. The feminist movement took place, and it basically dismantled the family dynamic. And as time has gone on, it's gotten just worse and worse and worse. And now in today's society, especially living in Los Angeles, the cost of living is astronomically high to the point that a dual income is not even enough. You need to bring some sort of outsourced income to
OnlyFans or something.
Yeah, to be able to survive. You got to start selling your freaking toes off or something. But look, it has a lot to do with how people are raising their kids as well. A lot of the men nowadays are soft, unfortunately. The whole provider and protector has been thrown out the window. This is a very, very deep topic. It could go into a lot of realms, from people seeking easy money, people looking at the lifestyle of what's going on Instagram and believing everything that you see on this. This is bullshit. This is all bullshit. This is equivalent to a movie screen. Just because it's on your phone doesn't mean it's real. Whatever is going on, it doesn't. Whatever is on this can be easily be twisted and turned to make you believe that it's real. The multiple takes, the different camera angles, all these cuts that you see throughout the video shoots. The worst ones are the ones where you see these moms waking up in the middle of the night to, single mom life or new baby life. She wakes up 1 a.m, 2 a.m, baby's crying. Oh, she feeds him, changes the diaper, puts him back in the crib, lays down, sleeps. 2 hours later, the alarm hits. So she's waking up again. That camera was put there intentionally. You need to understand that's fake. It's not real.
Tell us how you really feel, Arno.
That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
That's how I feel. Again, this is a deep topic, bro.
It is, but my first suggestion, my first advice to any woman out there, not men so much. I mean, look, even men are having this issue, but especially women, because women have a biological clock. Once you hit your 30s, especially your early 30s, and you're still single, and you have, one of your life goals is to become a mom, a parent, is go freeze your eggs. Because worst case scenario is, let's say you meet somebody in your late 30s or whenever, 40 years old, and you want to get married and have a family, and you may be high risk for pregnancy and whatnot. At least you have your eggs frozen where you can do it via a surrogate, and you have options to still become a mother, a biological mother, because a surrogate doesn't really change anything. You're still biologically the mother, essentially. So that would be my first and foremost suggestion. But yeah, society has changed because they took women out of the household, the moms out of the household. Now you have a dual income, which means now you have two people paying taxes. And this goes, everything has changed. Before, 20 years ago, you used to look at resumes. There was 5, 8, 10, 12 year employment lengths. Now you look at resumes, it's like 6 months, 4 months, 1 year, 12 months, 14 months. Everybody's like, well, I'm going to go change. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. Everything. Relationships are the same thing. Oh, well, my boyfriend my girlfriend doesn't make enough money.
So lack of commitment.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't have big enough boobs, or doesn't have big enough lips, or my boyfriend doesn't drive a expensive enough car, doesn't take me to expensive restaurants. There's no substance behind anything anymore.
Well, that's what it goes back to. Do you not think it's because of this crap?
Of course it is, yeah.
So that's where kind of this leads to. But her biggest concern is men no longer have the drive and ambition to provide. So is it men, or is it a generational issue that we have right now?
Well, it's a combination of, I think, 3, which is generational. It is men are to blame and women are to blame, because women have, some of the most famous women are who these days? I slept with 1,100 men in 24 hours. That's getting attention. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's what's getting attention? And then what? She was baptized?
Yeah. She was christened as well. Yeah, baptized, christened. Whatever.
So now she reset her.
Oh yeah, of course. She's No.
She reset her own cycle.
It's
reformat, Control Alt Delete. Is that what it is?
Look, she might have accepted, Christ into her life. And again, God is the type of person where he'll forgive you for your sins. But at the end of the day, what she has put out there online is there forever. Yeah, you might have been forgiven. You might, enter the kingdom of heaven. But what you've put out there, you want to have kids tomorrow. Your kids, all they got to do is just Google your name.
Speaking of porn, don't you think that plays a large role as well?
Of course it does.
On how men...
Of course it does. But look, man, this is going to sound controversial what I'm saying, but she's talking about 30s, right? Get married young. Get married young. Get married at 25. Get married young at 26. If you're out there looking for a guy in their 30s, a lot of the good men are taken already. They're married. They have kids. They're established. 30s, bro. 30s.
But
get married at 25, 26, 27.
So I think, but you got to figure, okay, where do you meet men or women these days?
Look, man.
A lot of people are not socializing anymore outside of social media.
Look, none of us are in the dating game to understand what people are doing today to go out on dates. Again, I'm not saying go out to a bar and go meet your future wife there, but look, my recommendation would be to get married in your mid-20s. Get married, find somebody, whether it's through a friend, through a party that you go through where there's mutual people involved, and you see somebody, get to know that person. The problem is that so many of these people are, I get it, you're career driven, but you can be career driven and build a relationship and a family at the same time. I did it. My wife was still in school. I was working. I was basically at the age of, I got married at 20. Well, I was 26. My wife was 25, but I wasn't making a large amount of money. My wife was still in school, but we made it work and we grew together. Yeah, we had problems. Everybody has problems, but you can't turn around and say, you know what? We fought this date. Fuck it. I'm not going to be with you anymore. And you're not good enough for me. No, you grow together. You build that family, that relationship, and you become better people together. That's the thing that I think a lot of people are missing, is understanding that, listen, life is not all sunshine and rainbows. As I mentioned, you're going to have those storms. You're going to have those hurricanes, but get through it together, build each other, and help each other become better people.
But that's the thing. I think they're having a difficulty these days because if you're a reasonably attractive woman on social media, you're getting hit up on, 15 times a day, from inappropriate pictures to maybe pleasant invitations to whatever, and everything in between. And guys, they'll like, I'll just swipe right 2,000 times a day until one of them strikes, and I'll go out and I'll get laid.
Do you think a woman, an attractive woman in her mid-30s is normal? Being single. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Do you think a single mid-30s attractive woman is normal?
It's not necessarily that she's not normal. I just think she's made the wrong decisions as far as some of the men she may have met earlier.
It's not normal. If you're attractive, you're in your mid to late 30s, and you're still single as a female, that's a problem.
Yeah, but you can't just categorize them like that.
Yes, you can, bro. That's a problem. You've made bad, this could come from personality. It could come from decisions that are made, but it's a problem.
It's usually decisions they've made because they were either career driven, focused on one thing, and like, oh, I'm not accepting anything else. And I've experienced this myself, where over the years, it's like somebody will tell me, hey, you're mutual friends with so-and-so. Can you ask her if she's open to, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll message her for you. And then they'll, right now I'm focused on what? You're fucking 38 years old. What are you focused on? I'm focused on what? Like,
bro,
you don't have 20 minutes a day or...
Here's from a real life experience. As you guys know, Elle's, she's a registered nurse.
She is?
February.
Congratulations.
For 10 years now. But look, 10
years.
He's
real estate.
Yeah, for 10 years, her and I have tag teamed as far as raising kids, building a family. In February, she's starting her NP.
Have you ever cheated on her?
No. Her nurse practitioner.
This year?
No. Maybe in the next year or two. But look.
Have you talked to our Narek about it?
Oh, jeez. Has Narek brought it up to you? But look, in all seriousness, this February, my wife, 2 kids, married, is starting her nurse practitioner. And who's there to support her is me. She could say,
this guy.
This guy. Who put this thing together? Me. That's who. Who do I trust? Me. That's who. Anyways, look. She's starting her school again at the age of 38 years old. She's starting school again. So should she be looking at, no, you know what? Or no, I think we need to take a break. You could take the kids and maybe move into your parents' house. I'll enjoy this home and I need my space and I got to no.
Yeah, but that's different. I don't know.
No, it's not.
You already have an established family.
What about prior to that? What about prior to that?
It's a lot easier for a single woman to be like, I'm focusing on my FNP program. I don't want to date right now. Versus when you have 2 kids, you're not going to say, okay, we're breaking up for 18 months until I get my CPA license.
You know what? If I, as a man, saw a woman who was career driven and was like, you know what, I'm going for my RN license. Or I'm going I just finished my RN. I've been working in this field and I want to go get my NP. I'm like, holy shit, bro, this girl's established. I would love to support her. I would love to be her backbone as well.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but the family comparison is different. Of course.
So now I'm saying it as a perspective as to I'm a single guy. I see a woman who's successful. Shit, bro, dude, let's be Bonnie and Clyde. Let's go to the freaking moon together.
Yes. But you're saying right now my wife's not going to tell me, I'm leaving you for 18 months to go to my MP program. That, of course, nobody does that.
That was just me being,
you were being cute. Yes.
Cute and stupid.
Yes, okay.
Babe, I love you.
But yes, but actually Saturday we had people over and we were having this discussion where, one of Ani's friends was talking about her sisters, like, she met a guy right around the time when she was supposed to take her state exam, and she was like, no, I'm too busy trying to take the state exam. I don't have time to date. And she's like, I pushed her, like, okay, you don't have to spend 18 hours a day with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Just start talking to him. And now they have a beautiful family together.
See,
if she wasn't pushed by her sister, she would maybe still be single. Or
see, that's where I was going with this. I was
No, I
going
agree
with
with you,
yeah. I was going to the point where, look, if somebody is going through school or hardship or something is going on in their life, and if you're truly attracted to this person's personality, I'm not talking about just physically, like you look at them, oh God, she's hot. No, if you truly are attracted to this person's personality, you see the family dynamic, you see what type of
when would they
people-
see it? They don't even give an
Well,
opportunity. That's the issue.
well then
There is no opportunity to see their personality or family dynamics.
Well, then at that point, look, I mean, the conversations could even start with, "Hey, listen, what do you do for?" Oh, well, I'm as you said, well, I'm studying for my NCLEX, or I'm studying for my MCATs, or I'm studying for my LSATs, whatever state exam that you're studying for, real estate. And you say, "Hey, listen, well, what can I do to help? Is there anything that I can do to help? Maybe help you do a crash course, some flashcards, some studying." Again, this is me with the mind of a 20-something-year-old trying to go back to, okay, what were we doing at that time? Because look, a lot of the younger kids who, when we went to college with, the people that started dating each other, they would help each other study. That's where the term came from, right? Do you want to go study?
Steady.
Study.
I
No,
thought it was steady.
it's
Study.
It's steady.
Steady or study?
Do you want to go steady? Yeah, it's
Steady, not study.
Not study. You want to go study? You're gonna go study.
I don't know.
These millennials
Hold
will fool
on.
into
I
it.
remember.
Hey, you want to go study?
Ring by the what was it? Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, we're going steady. They
We're
would
going
put like a
steady.
little.
Hold on.
Even you could put like a little string on their finger. Oh, we're going
it's
steady.
like a little ring.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's gonna trust ChatGPT all of a sudden.
Anyway, the way things are going, it's gonna be arranged marriages soon. Anyway, so
Going back to Rainbow.
they should. I mean,
No, it is study.
It's not study.
not
It's steady, bro.
It's going steady.
All right. People in the comments.
Yeah, we're going study together.
Study.
What did you ask? ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's study. Again, I might be, ChatGPT might be wrong.
Yeah, because on the bottom it says it's not always right.
Well, then it is what it is. But again, I think there should. I'm going to go back to my original advice. Date somebody, respect them, love them, and grow with them. Help back each other up. Young, mid-20s.
And be open to it. Just because, don't be so like, oh, I'm just focused on this. No. Could you walk and chew at the same time, or are you just focused on walking or chewing? If you start chewing, do you stop breathing? Okay, go after your studies and whatever career, but be open to meeting somebody. Don't, I'm just focused on getting that promotion right now. I have no time to go out with anybody. Well, by the time you have time to go out with anybody, nobody's going to be interested in you. Don't waste time. Don't waste your life away, because just be open. Put out the energy, be open to it, and you'll meet somebody. And go outside of your phone. Go to events, go to maybe a church or somewhere where you're going to meet people.
Networking events.
Yeah. Don't just sit at home and wonder why you're not meeting anybody.
And if they have multiple pronouns, run. Oh, God.
All right.
One more?
If you have it in you,
I think the audience are loving it tonight. Huh?
You guys,
like it.
do you guys like it? I think this is good kind of.
Yay or nay?
Yeah, seriously.
Um,
If you guys like it, give a thumbs up at least. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, but at least show us some love and show us some support.
let me answer Gigi. Gigi's saying not all women have the ability to have their eggs frozen. If you already have, look, Gigi, I understand that. And if you already have a low egg count and whatnot, you don't qualify. That means you're also going to have, infertility issues, unfortunately. So, and same goes with men. A lot of men have low sperm count, testosterone count these days, even in their 20s. So I'm talking, this is a suggestion. It doesn't mean everybody's going to qualify for the procedure, but it is good to, or even look, even if you're going to have, if, God forbid you have some health issues in your younger days and they're going to give you certain medications, again, freeze it, whether it's your sperm or your eggs, because you never know how things can change long term, you at least have that in order for you if you have any interest in having your own biological kids.
Yeah.
That's all.
And again, this goes back to what she said, 20s and 30s, right? Start dating young.
That's why grandparents had kids in their teens, because that's when you're most fertile, right after puberty. I'm not suggesting go out there have kids with 14, 15-year-olds.
No.
But
Jesus Christ.
that's what our grandparents did back then. And that's why they had 15 kids. Only 6 of them survived out of 15. Kind of like a, cheetah or...
Yeah. But again, you don't have to have children right away either. Look, I didn't have kids until I was 30. I was 30.
Well, you met at 17. Hopefully you didn't have
16.
kids until
16?
16? Okay, so there
She
you
was
go.
16, I was 17. But look, we dated and then
No,
we
I
got...
said you were 17. You're like, no, 16.
No, we met at 16, but we started dating when I was 17.
Did you guys go study?
Yes.
Yeah.
With a U or a E? Date young. Date young.
I'm curious where
Be
this guy-
fruitful.
Do you want to talk about there's a divorce one.
Which one was the divorce one? Let's do one more. Let's do one more because there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean,
Child custody and the divorce.
Oh, geez, hold on. Which one is that one?
See, it says steady, going steady. I don't know where the hell you found it.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT is a bullshit modern. It says old-fashioned term from the mid-20th century for an exclusive, committed, romantic relationship.
All right.
Steady, going steady.
Well, that's what it said on ChatGPT. Anyways,
ChatGPT.
all right. What is this one?
This is post-divorce
God.
child custody battle
Again, this is I hate talking about divorce.
with
Okay, so post-divorce child custody battle with a narcissistic ex-husband with whom the children do not have a good relationship with. It is the hardest experience for a mother to try to protect her children while dealing with the Ridge laws that don't favor kids until it's too late. Look, living in California, mothers and children are more protected in this state than any other state, in my opinion. Fathers are not that protected. And I mean, we've seen it with certain guests we've had where he's going through a custody battle and the mom is trying to transition the son to a female and he's trying to protect his son and the courts are saying, no, well, you have to be gender affirming and all this stuff. But look, first and foremost, we're sorry that you've gone through a divorce and your husband is, again, I don't know if he's clinically narcissist or whatever. Again, that word is thrown around very, very lightly nowadays. I mean, we had a family therapist. It was Natalie, right? Natalie was our family therapist who dealt with narcissists on our show.
I forget her name, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but she was on with us, and we talked about being narcissistic. And again, we don't know if your ex is or is not, but this is something where you need to protect your kids, yourself from harm. I don't know how many times your kids are seeing your ex-husband, if there is a custody battle going on, or if he does have any sort of, partial custody or time visits, whatever it is. But if he's diagnosed as narcissistic, I don't even think the courts would allow him to see the kids. No.
I don't think diagnosis really come up in a divorce unless there's a specific reason for it. Because just because you're getting a divorce, you don't go take a psychological exam to determine, are you a narcissist, are you male chauvinist, are you misogynist? I mean, there's no such thing.
Well, being
right?
a chauvinist and a misogynist is different than being narcissistic.
Doesn't matter. There's no such thing as like, okay, we need you both to take a psychological exam prior to. That doesn't exist. There has to be a reason for you to be able to enforce for your spouse to take some type of psychological exam for the divorce due to custody issues. But I think before all that, you have to understand, again, it's it's very easy. It's difficult to have an input on something where we don't know the full story, but it's very easy to always label the other
Blame.
person as something.
Yeah.
Because you have to break it down. Well, why are they getting a divorce to begin with? How old are the kids? What are they, boys or girls, or how old? What was their relationship with the father? Why do they not have a good relationship with the father? So there's so many aspects to this prior to being able to say, well, because every child should grow up with both parents, right? Ideally.
Mhm.
But then no child should grow up with a bad parent. It's better to not have a parent than to have a parent. Like it's better to
To have a parent than a bad parent.
yes. So it's better to just, let's say, be raised by a mom than a mom and a bad dad, or vice versa. In my opinion.
No, that's factual.
Yeah.
That's 100% factual.
So that's why it's important to understand, why are you here to begin with, and forget the word narcissist. That's overused these days. I think it's more so about, why are you in this situation? Why did the kids not how long were you married? How long have you had the kids prior to you going through this divorce, and why they do not have a good relationship? Because it's in your favor and your kids' favor if they have a good relationship with their father. It's only going to help your cause, and it's going to help their upbringing. A lot of normal people go through divorces. They just don't make good. They're just not a good compatible husband and wife. But it doesn't mean you can't be great co-parents. You can be good friends and be co-parents for the well-being of your kids. So I think it's important to understand, why are you here to begin with, and then from that point on, it'd be easier to determine how to deal with the situation. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I agree. I agree.
agree.
I think the word narcissist is thrown around very lightly and loosely nowadays. At the end of the day, look, we don't know the full context of this story. We know that you're trying to protect your children from somebody who's either being harmful to themselves or the children, or whatever it is. I mean, being narcissistic, you have to understand, that's being very, very selfish, meaning they're the priority. Nobody else is.
But even
the kids
to
aren't
use the
priority.
word, like to be at a point where you're like, I need to protect my kids from their own father, that there's a lot to that story than just him being a narcissist, right?
Yeah, but again, on somebody who's narcissistic, you have to understand that their priority. There is no children, wife, mother, father. They're the one. They're the center of attention.
Which means them wanting more custody of the kids has nothing to do with the kids. It's more of a selfish reason for them to win the battle.
But what is the relationship that they have with the children? Like, for example, again, I don't know. I've never dealt with, and I don't know what it is to have somebody who's narcissistic in your life. But for example, when we had the therapist on with us and she talked about being in a narcissistic relationship, it's all about them. So could you imagine, again, I hope this isn't true, but they go out somewhere to eat and the kids want something, and
that's not necessarily true, because I'll tell you why. Because we know who that individual was in a relationship with, and we see what that individual is doing today with, married with 2 kids, right? Do you see anything narcissistic there?
I don't know. I don't see it. But again, do you believe everything you see here?
Okay, so my point is, somebody who's a narcissist would not fight for custody of their kids because they want to spend more time with their kids. They would fight for more custody of their kids because they want to win the battle of the custody battle. Has nothing to do with, I want to spend more time with my kids.
Again, I hope so. Okay, this is us.
What do you mean you hope so?
No. Because what I'm trying to go with this is, we don't know if this individual is truly a narcissist or not. Again, this is a word that's been, as we mentioned, it's been thrown around very lightly. she could label him as one, but I don't know what it is to have a relationship with somebody like that. None of us have.
You've never dealt with a narcissist realtor? No, honestly, or like how's that possible?
Look, that I think because I don't think I could compare business to a relationship, because a business transaction at the end of the day is a business transaction. That person is here today, gone tomorrow. Whereas a relationship is concerned.
You've never dealt with the narcissist client where you look at 15 homes and the husband is adamant about exactly what he needs to have, doesn't care about what the wife needs to have.
You drop them. You drop them. You drop them as a client, not on their head, obviously, but you drop. Look, there's again. I don't want to mix up personal and business because it's apples and oranges. It's two completely different things. You could easily walk away from a business transaction, whereas a relationship, if there's certain ties that you have or moments that you have where that person wasn't narcissistic or was loving or was caring, and you kind of want that back, that's a lot harder to let go rather than some Joe Schmo, no pun intended, Joe,
None taken.
coming off the streets and asking you to help him with some business transaction where you go, you know what, man, my mental health and my sanity is much more important than me dealing with your bullshit right now.
I wish like some of these scenarios we could have them on the phone to ask another 6 or 7 or dozen more questions just to understand the full context, because there's so many components to this story. It's never just 1, 2, and 3. It's
How about we do this? Would you guys be open to calling in privately to our 800 number and bringing up these topics where we can have a back and forth dialogue with you, asking certain questions just to fill in these holes that are missing? Because look, these stories are great. It brings up a lot of conversation and dialogue where we can sit down and we can talk about it. Because look, things like this happen all the time, and conversations like this happen all the time where people can relate to it and they'll be like, you know what? Shit, man, I've been going through this as well. Maybe I should talk to somebody about it. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to communication. Would you guys be open to calling in anonymously, private call on the 800 number, and being open to a back and forth conversation where we could ask you certain questions to kind of, as we mentioned, fill in those holes?
With the voice changer, maybe?
Not even a voice changer, bro. What is the likelihood somebody would even recognize their voices?
It's not like you have my voice where it's recognized.
Oh yeah, exactly. Armand calls in.
Hey guys,
Hi, I'm calling it because no, it's not Armand.
All right.
I didn't realize that's how I sound.
Sorry, I love you. Anyways, look.
You made another sound earlier, an hour or so ago. What was that? That was sound. Oh, the exactly. That's how you made me sound now. Like,
all right. I think we have so many more to do, but I think starting with 4 was great. We had some current event topics. We had Wacky Wednesday topics that we talked about. I think all in all today as a home team, it was great. Look, this is what we're going to do on Wacky Wednesdays, or not on Wacky Wednesdays, on home team shows or shows that we have a guest here with us. We'll bring these Wacky Wednesday topics up as well.
Yeah, and let us know. Did you guys have fun? Was it informative, entertaining? How did you like us? What's your input on the Wacky Wednesday posts we put up, and also the fact that we discuss it during the home team shows?
Yeah, and if you, again, as we mentioned, if you guys are open to calling in, even if the story isn't yours, I think we should even have people call in and give advice.
Sure, they can, but it'd be fascinating if those individuals called so we can have an open dialogue and discussion where we can ask questions about, like, how old are the kids, how old is this, and how long have you had these issues? And I think that input would truly, and look, as we've mentioned before, the reason why we're doing this is because a lot of people are dealing with similar issues, whether it's financial, family, spiritual, just anything physical. And the more and more that we talk about it, and more people are gonna find resolution amongst themselves, and just by hearing these stories. And because one of the most important things in life is to realize you're not alone in whatever you're dealing with. As long as if you think I'm the only one dealing with this issue out of 8.5 billion people, then you're gonna have no reason to live. But the moment you realize, no, I'm actually doing better than 8.1 billion people, and maybe worse than 500,000 people or 5 million people, and there's another 2.5 billion people dealing with what I'm dealing, all of a sudden you're gonna be like, you know what, this is part of life. I'm gonna succumb this.
And the fact that you're struggling shows that you care. Because if you're not struggling and you're not trying to change, shows that
you know what somebody said
don't
the
care.
other day on a podcast? I think it was Tony Robbins. He's like, the only people who don't have a problem in their life?
the people that don't care.
People at the cemetery.
Ooh. That's deep.
That's a good
But
one.
I always say if you're not struggling, that means you don't care. If you're struggling and you're saying, shit, bro, I don't like what I'm going through. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to get out of this. That means you care. Am I wrong?
Well, when you
Because
say
if you
struggle,
don't care, but if something is taking place in your life and you go, screw it. Why should I care?
actually, this was the full quote. He said, "The only people in life who don't have problems are in cemeteries. So if you don't have any problems, you better pray to God to give you some."
Oh, jeez. That's deep, bro.
That's a good one.
That's deep. That's oof. That's harsh. That's harsh.
Tony, we'd love to have you on the show.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
I've been following you for almost 30 years. Love to have you on.
You owe me for the blisters. You owe me for the blisters. Anaheim, Firewalk. Didn't forget that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Appreciate every single one of you tuning in live. We hope you enjoyed the show. Give us your input. Drop a comment. Drop a like. Share this. We'll have some reels pop up in the next week about today's show. WiseNutsPodcast.com. Buy some merch. Support the show. Help us out. Other than that, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Follow us on Instagram. Wacky Wednesdays will be up this Wednesday. See you guys all next week.